take advantage of those stupid, moms and grandmas that don't understand video games or have young kids.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm getting the finishing touches on this, and then we can get going.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay, stream is up. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have ordered it. You're gonna watch me do this live.
That's fine.
The goal is just to collect rings.
The goal is to collect rings and chaos emeralds and keys and superpowers. And get to point A and point B as fast as humanly possible, but not too fast because they're traps.
Yeah.
God, what am I doing? Okay.
And then A is to attack the bad guys.
Okay, aquatic mammals were last, so you can go over here. I think I'm gonna organize it from like last to first. And then we'll
I
talk.
think you did, yeah.
We'll just
Going
talk
from
about
last at the
people.
top to...
Well, no, I'm organizing it in
bottom.
the spreadsheet.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay, that is done.
I assume once you have this done, you're gonna put a ping out in self promo.
Stream is already live, but I'm working on the ping now.
Wanna do it?
Oh, okay.
Maybe once they realize that stuff is going on, they'll be like, oh shit.
Then I'm actually doing it.
Like,
'Cause
Yeah.
I was thinking, am I actually gonna do this today?
You should just get it out of the way.
I know. That's.
Mhm.
If you see a bad guy, you get A. Only when you see the bad guy.
Okay. So that is done.
Yeah, put your cylinder on.
Ping is live. We'll see if anyone else trickles in. I know Xenom left a minute ago, and that's fine.
Yeah, because he's in the wage cage.
He is. It's Friday for him.
I think someone.
Yeah.
I think someone else said they were gonna try. They were gonna try and pop in, but they were also at work.
A lot of people are at work, and you know what? Whatever. I was present for everything. I can give you a pretty good rundown of how everyone's runs went. The biggest reason I want people here is because I know Pooch might not be here, but I still want people to give their opinion on the ROM.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Specifically for like his feedback, because like that's kind of what he was looking for.
What guys?
Hello.
Glad you could join us.
Good to see you.
I'm just hopping in, seeing how it's going down.
It's not going.
That's the name started.
It's not going.
People are not coming.
But yeah. So I think before we talk about teams, I think we can just open the floor up to some general conversations about like rules and stuff, things you liked, things you didn't like, things you thought was fair, things you thought weren't fair. I think in the future we'll do more team drafts for Chaos. I don't think it will be next season. I think
Because we just had it.
we've done 2 in a row.
Yeah.
No, you will do teams until until morale improves. Until you learn to be friends, you will play team drafts. Or until you kill each other, whichever comes first.
Hey, if we end up killing each other, less competition.
Yeah.
True.
Do you need
Wow.
me to do something?
That is a way to say it.
Can't have
No,
competition.
I could never kill Thunder.
Okay.
We had no
yeah.
issues.
Yourself.
Exactly.
Like, We have zero issues.
Exactly. We were just a well-oiled machine.
Does it all come out?
Yeah.
Oh, Xenom has
He has
returned
returned.
from the wage cage
Yo, the
for
man.
now.
The carry.
But yeah, let's see.
I think that new person.
For the most part, I think the rules were pretty good overall.
Create your own
You know, we have the standard draft stuff, and the addition of bounties definitely made it more interesting, even though nobody got any of the bounties.
rabbit, bear, cat, bird, or
I mean, technically, King got one for completing the game.
I think the video just finished.
Other than the obvious finishing the ROM. Like, that one's a given for anybody who gets it, but
which one?
I think the extra challenges that came with it, such as keeping either Yugi or Kaiba under level 5 and basically crippling yourself,
Yeah.
was an interesting twist that was pretty neat,
Do you want
and it
that one?
brought forth some major content of people realizing, oh fuck,
We're not-
Yeah.
but now my
Big.
best guy is unable to come to this mission. Oh no.
The kitty cat?
It also
Yeah,
hurts
but-
more whenever
The cat?
you can't bring Dragon Lord of D to the one mission where you would probably use him the most because Kaiba would be unavailable.
Well, so the Lord of D thing, the Lord of D thing,
Do you want these ones?
that needs to be discussed. The Lord of
Right.
D thing only existed because Pooch got tired of people saying Lord of D is best martial, easy drop Kaiba, easy points.
You want the green? You want
I think
He
three
literally- he
people,
did it.
green?
three
Wait,
people
wait.
literally said Lord of D was literally just Kaiba but better.
You want that?
I mean, it's kind of.
So you're saying because they said that Pooch made it so you can't bring
That one?
Lord of D in that mission or what?
Well, that was across the entire campaign. There was a mission where every marshal wasn't, like, each marshal wasn't available.
Right.
I think Pooch made it so that some of them you'd be able to always bring. Like,
I can't remember.
I know he made sure the discount ones were
Oh.
always available, at least for the early stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why Pegasus wasn't removed from the one mission where you fight him.
I
Yeah.
don't think Pegasus was ever removed.
What color?
Otherwise, though, he did seem to stay consistent. I think we did stay mostly consistent with, like, generally if you're fighting directly this person as an enemy martial unit,
You want pink?
Yeah, so you can't use that marshal.
Lord,
yes.
I think Lord of D.
Outside of
That one?
certain grinding missions as
I
well.
think they were available in all grinding
Yeah.
missions,
I
yeah.
think Lord of D was bringable in every mission except Dragon Lair, which I think is fine.
Want red?
Well, it was generally fair. People, the Lord of D one is just explicitly highlighted because everyone put all their chips in the Lord of D, saying he's literally Kaiba but better, and then it bit them in the ass.
Yeah.
And I know Pooch was quite annoyed by that train of thought.
What motion do you want? Do you want
I mean,
that
I
one?
wouldn't. I mean, I definitely wouldn't say he's Kaiba but better, but he's probably one of the better marshals on Kaiba's side.
Well, I mean, if you're dumping Kaiba, then it makes sense to put all your. Well, I don't think it makes sense, but you get what I mean.
Yeah, obviously.
He has
yeah,
basically
I would want-
Around the same stats as Kaiba, but if Lord of D is like Merrick, where Merrick is like comparison to Yugi, Kaiba gains stats at a more even rate, whereas Lord D only gets like stats like once every 12 levels.
Exactly. Kaiba grows to his full potential way faster than Lord does, but Lord is still pretty dang good. That being said, well, I've already said it, so I'm not going to say it again. Me personally, if I had to say like a marshal other than Lord of D that I think is pretty dang good on Kaiba's side, it's a Shizu, but that's pretty obvious.
I think every marshal is good and can be used. I think
Yeah.
Pooch just got kind of annoyed. People didn't. A big thing is we didn't want the bounties to be easy. To the dismay of a few people. I know there were a few people that grumbled about, bounty too hard. And to be fair, they were kind of hard. I think a lot of bounties weren't even discussed because nobody finished, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
The only bounty that me and Space Case were thinking was feasible for us was probably the no backseat. Was probably the no backseating rule. We discussed the escape bounty, and we came to the decision of don't escape, but if you absolutely have to in order to save a monster / a team, then do it.
Mm-hmm.
No way in heck were we gonna keep Yugi and Kaiba under level 5. Heck no.
Yeah. I tried to keep Yugi above level 5. I got him killed.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna
that's
say
a completely different story, but yeah, no, I can see the appeal of, wanting to try something a little harder, being like, okay, don't use the main guy, use everybody else, but crippling oneself did certainly bite a lot of people in the ass.
Well, and it was
Especially
also
with that mission.
yeah, and Kaiba and Yugi were also just a ball and chain. So if they died or you punted on them or whatever, you still had to bring them. And while generally that's fine, if you put all your eggs in a basket, you were down, and had a rough time.
Yeah, I was kind of under the impression, which I shouldn't have been, because it was not ever stated at any point. But I knew you could select it so that Yugi and Kaiba are not required to be brought to missions, because they did it in the first 2 missions of Kaizo Season 6. And so I kind of went on the assumption that they were going to disable them being forced to be brought. But I had no reason to believe that. I just kind of had it in my head.
Well, it happened one time in Kaizo, and then everyone just thought it was, going to happen that way.
Well, it was one of those with the bounty. I was like, oh, that's probably why they've done that. And then I got into the game. I was like, oh no, they didn't do that at all. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, we did it to punish you, nerd.
I do think that was probably a trap that probably shouldn't have been put in hindsight.
I think it's fine because, I didn't really know about it. I think I learned about it after everything was said and done. But I don't think it really matters. I think it's fine. I think the ability to leave Kaiba behind is not really that big of a deal when you think about it. There were maybe a few missions where you couldn't take everyone.
It became more of an issue when a certain marshal that was your key player wasn't allowed to be brought. And that kind of means you have to rely on your second and third units, and they might not be ideal. But I think also just more so for, as Xenon pointed out, just the idea of something like that would imply that you're just allowed to, at least for some of the missions, not have to bring Yugi and Kaiba. When, as we saw, they were basically forced to come for every single mission.
Personally, I would interpret it as the opposite. I would interpret it as I am going to be forced to bring these ball and chains because I was trying to skirt them.
All
right?
I was trying to say was dinner was done.
Rosie, go eat dinner now. Pause the game now. Never ends.
I do think it also, as stated, especially, I think part of it is also just because it's the first time I'm running through this mod. If it was for the second time or something that this one was played, I think it could have turned out perhaps a bit better. Because at least then people would have a better idea what's coming up. But I just do think that it might have been, for certain people, seen as a bit of a trap, was all.
For certain people, yeah.
I
I mean,
I can definitely see from that perspective how it would be seen that way.
You can play Sonic when you're done eating.
yeah. But, I think, well, even then,
Would you like some ketchup with your dinner?
during the Joey missions, which were my last mission, because Joey was my last full team, so if I had been able to bring him, I might have been able to eke something through, but it just so happened to work out the way it did that I just didn't have a full martial team, other than Odeon. But even so, forcing yourself to distribute your monsters in a way that you don't have all your powerhouses on one squad, that is, well, other than Yugi or Kaiba, since they have to come on every mission, makes it so that you have to think a bit more tactfully of how you want to engage certain encounters. When you have the time to, of course, when the time limit isn't bearing down your neck.
The general rule with team composition is if you're gonna use Yugi and Kaiba, make the best possible team you can, but still obviously leave some good mons for the rest of your marshals, just so you can make some good secondary teams.
It's why, for my team composition, it's why I didn't go full Castle Navy on Bakura, which I could have had if I had used Aqua Dragon, Octoburster, and Fortress Whale all on one team. Because, I was making a bulky team on Yugi, and Aqua Dragon just kind of fit perfectly with that. But also, Bakura ends up not being able to be used for 2 missions. Mission 4, and obviously the Yami Bakura mission. So, not having those
Yugi.
2 heavy hitters would be pretty rough to deal with, especially if, like, some of my other teams were hurt.
Right, yeah.
So that's part of the reason why I didn't do that. So I'm happy with the team comps I made, and I think the idea of being forced to use certain marshals on certain missions is, that's pretty cool, because you're obviously not going to be able to rely on one team the entire way through.
Exactly. When it comes to other marshals like I brought on the mission, it basically comes down to
You
like
guys are welcome
this
to
small
talk
little
about things.
flowchart.
Give me like 10 or
Is
15 minutes, I'll be right back.
the team you're forced to bring adequately leveled / equipped for the mission? If yes, then use them to the best of your ability in that mission. If no, keep them alive and keep them out of danger.
So
I have no issue with the ruling for the simple fact that it was said when you started the roulette. Well, actually, I don't know where it was decided. You could decide after the roulette. So I would have an issue if you had to decide before picking your monsters and everything. Because when you were rolling the roulette, it was emphasized multiple times that you will have a hard time. So, because you were warned so many times already, I think it's okay. And it was said like, hey, if you do this, just know you will just have a dead weight, basically, on your entire run. Since that was said multiple times and stuff, I think it was fine. And the people who did it most likely knew, and those who didn't know, they were told multiple times. I don't really have an issue. If it was you had to decide before even rolling your monsters, then I will have an issue. But because you could do it later, and it was said multiple times, I think the ruling is fine. And 200 life points is also fine.
Yeah.
Because if you increase the life point cost of it, like it's too many, someone said, oh, it should be like 1,000. That means if you don't do it, you're in a humongous disadvantage.
if you happen to finish.
Yeah.
Yes. But But you have 4 teams. If you didn't put everything lower D, you have more warriors. You could have done it. There are people who didn't use really UD. Like 13s could have been fine another place, and would have worked.
So I think like the big thing with the bounties is that they were meant to like break up tiebreakers afterwards. Like
Yeah.
even when you're
yeah.
actually
Oh, yeah,
playing,
sure.
if you don't clear, they don't do much for you.
For sure, yeah. They certainly would have broken some tiebreakers if more of us didn't die.
Yeah, if the AI didn't wipe the floor with us or punish us for our mistakes.
What do you guys think happened more of this season when it came to the AI killing people? Was it more so because mistakes were made, or was it AI playing perfectly / funny red number?
That's how I died. It was perfect. It literally was perfect. In my case, it was
It was
AI
perfect
was
AI
slower than
plus funny red number.
yes, but it was also they went first, and they had a slower monster than my entire team, and they went first somehow. They used their AOE, which had a plus, so it's more damage than the normal attack, and they also crit. I could have survived if I didn't level up my Pegasus to try to revive a monster of Habigo. But that was a decision, a risk I took already. But that was, in that case, that was completely the computer. And I had other things in my run, like my monster would normally roll below average for some reason, low roll constantly, or just miss a shit ton. And no healing until like many missions. So
Yeah, no,
many
Thunder got
missions.
fucked when it came to healing items. It was rough.
I feel
Yeah, I know it felt so scarce, didn't it? It's just like struggling out there.
I had nothing. Zero healing
Meanwhile,
until
I
the
got
only red meds.
immediate red meds on like missions 1, 2, and like 4.
I didn't find red meds until a few missions in, but finding blue meds on mission 1, like that was like one of the funniest / just coolest things to happen to me in that run. First mission blue med. Like I love some of the reactions that came from everybody the moment they saw it.
It happened
Yeah,
to a lot of people, so everyone had the same reaction whenever it happened. We're just like, okay.
Yeah, it's still fun. It's still fun to get some reactions though.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think
People
only...
looked at my run and were like, he's being spoon-fed.
And then the game just and then I'm going through each mission being like, I haven't seen polymerization for a while. And then immediately after the game kills Dark Elf, I'm like, hey, here's Poly. Also, screw off game.
I didn't find.
I mean, I didn't see Poly until Dragon's Den, so I was there with you on that one.
Oh my god, that's terrible, Xenom.
He did get everything else, to be fair.
What? Look, only 90% of my missions had healing on them. Alright, the other 10 I was screwed.
The game was surprisingly merciful to me when it came to other items. The only 2 items that I would have liked to have, but the game didn't give me, was I didn't see Poly until mission 10, and then I didn't see Sword of Dragon Soul anywhere. Silver Bow and Arrow was nice for the short time I got to use Battleox and Zonky, but if anything, playing through this again made me realize how much the Falsebound devs did not like warrior monsters. Why do they have such pathetic HP, man? Battleox is the exception, at least for me, because Battleox had good HP and also had Super Stamp. And then Zonky, we all like Zonky here, but man, he's frail as fuck.
I mean, Pooch ROM makes it.
They gave
so
a lot
that-
of them armor, so that's kind of why the HP is low.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but Zonky gets armor already, and he doesn't, and he's got like okayish
Are you all
HP.
done? Thank you.
That being said, that's actually one of the things I will applaud Pooch on the ROM for him giving monsters that like obviously from appearance or otherwise giving them armor. I appreciate him giving a good chunk of the monsters armor. And
Yeah,
yes,
it does
and yes,
help
that is-
to boost a
and
lot
yes,
of
that is-
survivability.
And yes, that is also true space case with warriors having a good number of equips at their disposal.
I paused it.
Like silver bow and arrow is just a slap on any warrior, especially if you have something like Celtic Guardian for guaranteed confusion, which is freaking amazing.
Mm-hmm. If the effects even take place.
Yeah, because there's always a chance that like you hit the monster and he doesn't even proc.
For example, Dark Rabbit against the Tiger Axe team, fucking hitting the guy, inflicting confusion, but not inflicting blind.
Attempt number
It's
6.
painful. But
I'm glad you
in terms of item distribution, I think I was, for the most part, pretty
You're allowed to
fine
enjoy
with
Sonic,
all the
kiddo.
stuff. It's just, I don't know. The only magical healing I found was when I had to use money for resupply.
That's something else I'll actually go into. I actually like how Pooch handled a lot of the items and equips. One of my absolute favorite
what's up,
one of
Florida
my one of my absolute favorite items
Hey, Florida.
has to be how he handled Solar Shine. Solar Shine just cleansing statuses across all monsters is fantastic, given how it can be used both offensively and defensively.
Wasn't that how it was normally?
And the fact that it's level 1. Well, was it? I didn't. Was it?
It's actually nerfed because it's been turned into magic.
Oh. Well, I mean, I actually think it's cooler. I actually think it's cooler and makes more sense as a magic. And plus also it gives magic users, especially magic users who don't have that high of a level when it comes to magic, a bit more utility.
Yeah, that's fair.
What all did we talk about? Sorry.
We were talking more so about like bounties and the rules. We were all kind of in agreement about it, and now we've kind of moved on to.
We jumped,
and
so
stuff.
there's no more.
What was the conclusion of bounties?
I think they were
Conclusion of the
fine
bounty-
because they're mostly tiebreakers.
Yeah,
But also,
But overall, like they're good, understandable, and fair.
something I did forget to talk about the bounties. With certain bounties, you could certain payments were free. If you did the Kaiba, you technically had a free resupply.
Provided
Which-
you finish the campaign.
I mean, not really, because if you drop to 0, even if Kaiv is at level 5, then you're out.
Yes,
Even
but
if
the
you
fear
can't
of
continue.
it, but the fear of I lose too
Yeah,
many
when
life
you
points.
have life points, then it's fine. If you're getting low, though, it's suddenly not as free.
Oh yeah, but that's
Exactly.
I was gonna say we saw more than once people getting their backs pinned against the wall because of using, like paying life points for things.
Yeah, like I got down to 200 at the end, and one resupply probably would have gotten me through 20.
Yeah.
But I didn't have enough life points for it,
yeah.
even though
I am
Kaiba was
also.
still under level 5.
Did we do a discussion about the payment ID stuff as well?
I don't think so.
We haven't had.
No,
We haven't talked about the payment stuff, no.
Yeah. That was an interesting.
So, yeah, just to finish
Interesting.
conversations on bounties, I think these are fine. These will probably come back.
Yeah.
Things will be changed though a little bit.
I like
don't-
the idea of the bounties. Yeah, I just think
Yeah.
that some of them. might be more clear to be like, hey, this one might be. Well, I guess that's a point of judgment that people have to make for themselves. So fair.
Well, and some of these come out too, like the whole completing a campaign. Like you're not going to get bonus life points, next chaos for that. Because that was like, no shit. You complete the campaign, that puts you in a really strong spot. That was just like supposed to be a thing. Like if your teammate crashed out, by you completing the campaign, you make up for 2 missions that they could have done.
Which I
Yeah.
actually really like that. I really like that.
But yeah, I'm glad that kind of went over. I know some people mid-season voiced some pretty harsh criticisms, so I wanted to get a broader spectrum of that. And it seems it's kind of in the middle, or kind of more favorable, but which is a good thing.
Yeah. My thoughts on the payments. I actually have grown to like them because in a similar vein to the bounties, it's risk versus reward, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm a prime candidate for that.
I would say to give my intention on these first before we get too into meat and potatoes of them.
Okay.
I was kind of tired of life points just kind of like existing. I feel like they didn't really do anything, and they kind of measured. I'm trying to be nice, Florida man. Train of thought.
Talking about you basically wanted life points to have more of a purpose versus them just sitting there and only mattering if say the bounties happened or when someone lost a monster or a marshal.
Well, and it wasn't even that big of a deal. I think there were 2 instances of the life point system killing someone when they still had monsters available. And that was only like possible if your Kaiba died or something like really stupid. And so because of that, there wasn't people did what you would expect them to do. They put everything into their Kaiba and then just kind of sat there. If Kaiba died, they lost anyway, so it didn't matter.
Or Yugi. Yeah.
Or Yugi, whoever. Is there another one coming, or are we good? Okay, I think we're good. It's just been brutal.
Yikes.
So yeah, I wanted these to be like. I wanted you to pay your points, and I wanted them to matter. And I think this did what I wanted it to do. I'm not entirely sure of how like if it was too punishing, but I think for what I wanted, it did its job.
I don't think it was punishing.
I don't think they're that punishing. They honestly feel, and this is pretty obvious. Like basically, like oh hey, I activate a spell or a trap card. Pay the cost to use it, and there you go. I think every single one of these, the amount of life points you have to pay to do it, is absolutely fair. It's absolutely fair.
Okay.
What about the revive?
The revive will probably go away in non-team seasons.
I
that makes sense.
don't have much of an opinion on the revive rule because I wasn't able to utilize it.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a good resource for the team format. Obviously, it doesn't work in a non-team format. And it was kind of like one of the two... Because here's the thing, right? The backseating one was interesting, but it felt weird to use it because you want to let people play their own game. And, like, yes, you could use it to stop them from doing something very stupid, but for me, it was like, all right, when I'd be doing that is usually on a boss fight, and it feels really bad to basically cut them off in the boss fight and be like, all right, well, I missed all the value of using it the whole mission. So the revive kind of felt like the one easy
like team element, at least in my opinion.
Sure.
I do feel like maybe there could be more team-esque elements maybe when it comes to paying life points, though I'm not sure what that would be. I'm kind of just thinking off the top of my head, given the whole aspect of teamwork. Cause yeah, if you were thinking about backseating, it would have to be in a very, very specific instance / mission. And then the revival rule is obviously more broad.
Yeah, I think the struggle is, I think Griff also said it, where he's like, I want people to be more interactive with their teammates, but from where I'm sitting, it's really hard to be more interactive, right?
Yeah.
But he doesn't let you.
There's not a whole lot you can do with your teammate. The most that people were able to do this season, in my opinion, if they chose to do it, was when it came to your teammates' draft. You just simply talk with them in DMs on what wheel do you think is best, what kind of monster should I be looking for, and what should I try to shoot for on the wheels. That's where I feel that, and team composition was really where you could do the most like interaction / strategizing with your teammate. Otherwise, the only other thing you could do was like, oh hey, checking in. How did the missions go? And then depending on if they lost monsters or not, just kind of gear them up, give advice, and then move on. You can't really do a whole lot when it comes to them playing, aside from the backseating rule. But we already talked about that.
Well, I think that's a little misguided. I think you could give them like help on, maybe drop this monster, maybe drop this team at this stage. I know people talked about watching other people play and giving some like info on, hey, so and so beat up to this mission. We can talk about that mission now, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there were a few times where
you don't even have to tell me it happened. I can tell you it did.
Fair enough.
And so,
but yeah,
and that's fine, right? But I think there were a fair amount of conversations that you could reasonably have about, like, I think you should maybe kill this marshal off, or who should I revive here? And of course, now that the cat's out of the bag on what, Pooch's ROM is, I don't think it's going to change too much between seasons, without people getting a opportunity to feel those changes out, as much as I really liked playing blind. It's just not reasonable, because you have to reshuffle the ROM every time, but cross the bridge when we get there. But there weren't too many more changes. I think a lot of things were pretty okay in that regard. I think you could have talked to your teammates a lot. I think there were ways to do it. I understand like the whole backseating thing of like, I don't want to bust in, but what I was expecting people to have honest conversations with their teammates in DMs, kind of pre-draft. Another thing, I thought this ROM would be a lot easier than it ended up being for people. Spoiler, when you make it blind, people struggle. You take away people's biggest crutch, they collapse under their own weight.
Yeah, lack of knowledge is certainly a thorn in a lot of people's sides.
Well, man,
it's a lot more than a thorn, my guy.
It's like I hate to pick on.
But that also shows skills.
I hate to pick on Griff a lot, but removing his access to knowing where everything was at all times like really hurt him. And that wasn't just him. Other people did it too. He was just loud about it. And not knowing was around every corner. There would be times where I think there were a few times where a setup I had on one of my teams is where I had Celtic Guardian, have whatever, but then I would have 3 gifts on Madur, and then I would have 2 gifts on Jinzo and a Yami, and that's how I would push through, was using the Yami and then having the gifts. But I had to end up dropping the Yami because so many things had It like can't miss on basic. And so it's like, okay, well, there are a few missions where I'm like, I would have rather had the 2 extra gifts instead of this fucking Yami. Like,
There's definitely
Yeah.
yeah.
That being said, the Yami is still useful. The Yami is still useful for any enemy teams that have like singular AOE's, and by singular I mean like the monster itself can do an AOE special, not a special.
Do you need help with Sonic Egg?
it was still a pretty big hindrance in like kneecap, I think.
I think that's still fun because
Yeah,
that
I agree with
also
that.
shows your ability to your knowledge of the game and things.
And how fast you can quick think on your feet in certain
Ye-
situations.
Yeah, because also when you're building your teams, like, oh, my spirit team is weak, but it would like status star early, so I know this might be a status star, and even if I weak, as long as I get in level 20, and even then, it's not the weakest. They still have a lot of AP with like Dunamis or the damage with Suijin and
Yeah.
things, or oh, this team has like castle or field. I didn't have field had castle on my team specifically, but in that case, that is simply you using your knowledge more, and also certain missions teams will be very similar. Like the dragon den, those will be most likely dragons. If there's a water mission, most likely they'll be like water things. Even blind, you can figure things out by thinking a bit. Or checking just a video on YouTube to see, okay, what teams marshals and what possible teams most likely there has something similar, and you can figure out things that way, especially like certain levels like face off. I was talking with Push, just giving ideas of some things. Like, I know most likely you the crew have BLS and Dark Magician, and I mean the Black Chaos and Animation Girl, and it was being Buster Blader. Joey will be. I'm thinking most likely could be like Red Eyes Black, like the machine, and Swords maybe just that's what he uses, and then the last one was the surprise and things. So I don't think you can figure things out with the information that you have and your research, or just talking with your teammate. You could also figure things out.
Yeah, I think for it's a little less so for like when is the god appearing or when is this happening. I know a big thing I had on the flip side of that was like, Obelisk is here. Obelisk could be around any corner. Where is he?
Exactly.
Where is that hand coming from?
Yeah, I know it's somewhere. Where is it? But yeah, like when you're talking about like Face Off, I think Face Off was extremely predictable. Well, maybe not extremely predictable. You're not gonna know like item loadouts and stuff, but I think it was pretty obvious for like Kaiba, right? Okay, Mai's gonna have the Harpies, right? Joey, you already saw Joey's team earlier, but that was to the T his team on Mission 12. Mako's team made sense for the most part, even though nobody fought him. Yugi's team made perfect sense.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then Tristan's team also made sense. Or at the very least, you knew he was gonna have Cyber Commander, so you were like, okay, what Mons is Cyber Commander gonna be buffing into the stratosphere?
Did they really? I'm sorry, I'm watching the preview for this new Tron movie. And did they really hire who I think they hired to be the main character?
Yes, they did.
Oh no!
Don't watch things. You'll get mad. Don't save
It just
yourself
came
the
on.
trouble.
It just came on.
I have absolutely no interest in that new Tron movie. My first question.
It's literally RoboCop.
My first question upon hearing there was a new Tron movie was, why are you making a Tron movie after like 10 freaking years?
Like, more like
who cares
40
about-
years because the original Tron movie came out in the 80s and it's still the significantly better film.
Oh yeah, obviously it is.
But even then, like, the reason they didn't make a new one is because the sequel flopped. But it literally looked like RoboCop. It's like, this looks like a bad rendition of the new RoboCop remake. Just with Jared Leto. Ooh. And that's a yikes for me too.
But anyways, was Taya really the only, like, in a similar situation to Taya, the only Mon you could like reasonably assume would be on her team would be like, I don't know, Magician of Faith, but I don't even think was Magician
On
of
Yuri?
Faith? Yeah.
I think Taya's team may have been her base game team.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Which was isn't that Megami? Faith?
Dark Witch.
Dancing
and
Elf,
Dancing
Dark
Elf.
Witch, Megami.
Dancing Elf, Dark Witch, Megami.
Oh, it was not her base game team because she had Queen of Autumn Leaves.
Yeah, just one change, but
How come she didn't have Magician of Faith? That's her favorite monster.
because that I don't know. I think that would be Bakura monster
No,
when it shows
no.
up.
It's probably because the team that she goes into that mission with, the Magician of Faith's gonna get like one shot.
Yeah,
And,
'cause that
like-
thing is insanely frail. That thing,
Yeah, like
oh my
Dancing Elf is like at least quick, so you can maybe get away from some of the
I-
fights.
Oh, the Mission 8
Yeah.
specifically.
And then if Magician of Faith is also on that team, then you have two incredibly squishy things.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
my thought process. It might have just been because these guys don't watch the show. Who knows?
I was gonna say Magician of Faith actually would have been a problem,
Yeah.
just because of the
Yeah,
revive.
yeah,
As like an
yeah.
enemy.
Yeah, because Magician of Faith has resurrection, and even
And level 5
though-
magic.
and even
And
and
status
yeah,
guard.
that too. And also even
King,
though
King, I was so pissed when you dropped Magician of Faith. I was planning on trading you embodiment for it,
Oh,
and you dropped her.
I might have actually considered that trade.
I know, that's why like you dropped it. I was like, fuck, what else can I ask for? He's not gonna give like I might be able to get that one, get like early level 5 magic.
Well, and the thing is too, that would have been a huge mistake on my end. It was already a mistake dropping her. I didn't realize how strong she'd be, and then I was like talking about it. I was talking it over with Top
Ooch.
Goat. I was talking over Top Goat. Top Goat's like, my bet is that she's crazy bulky, and like I did some peeking later, and I'm like, oh, yeah, she's kind of broken.
Yeah.
yeah, especially if you had Magician of Faith on a marshal with good HP growth, you could actually shore up her HP problem and make.
And I mean, she
make
gets-
her a bulky support.
She gets like all her abilities by like level 15 or something too.
She even gets the revive pretty early too.
Oh yeah,
like
oh, yeah.
she's a
Oh, yeah.
very early
Oh, yeah, again.
early good unit.
Exactly. If invested and utilized property, Magician of Faith is like one of the best support mons in the game. Heck, one could even make the argument, while not necessarily a good argument, that her attack, her basic attack is undodgeable, so in a very niche scenario, you could use her to finish off a weakened Mon. Granted, you normally wouldn't do that, but that's a thing. But
That
yeah,
would be also an opinion of people, how teams were, or just certain opinion of certain monsters. But I think that's a separate conversation for.
Probably,
oh,
probably
yeah,
should be a
yeah.
separate
In
conversation.
in general, I'm just surprised that Taya did not have Magician of Faith, but I'm not upset about it or anything. I'm just like, that's surprising.
Yeah, I think my big thing is that a lot of it was like the playing blind wasn't problematic because you could have reasonably guessed what was coming. Not perfectly, but 80% is much better than you expect.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of where I was by the end of it. The only mission that I couldn't guess was the final mission at all. And that's a good thing. I think that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. And so, yeah, I think... I feel like some of these, like, joke life point rules were just that, a joke.
Yup.
But
Yeah.
there was a niche situation where the mission redo was like almost feasible, even as a joke rule. So that was I was okay with that actually.
I
Well,
don't
well,
think
here's
the
well,
god
here's-
items were in the pool, so I don't think anyone could have even attempted that one.
Oh, Oh,
At least I don't
Imagine.
think I saw it.
It
anyone
did.
else?
It did show up to someone.
Okay.
It did
Fair
cost
enough.
way too much, like 5,000 something.
Rosie.
So it's like,
I mean,
uh,
yeah, it's a very expensive item in the randomizer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is infinitely hilarious.
Yeah, I wanted that one to be funny. If anything. I think Rackrai brought it up, and I'm like, oh, this is funny. Make it a rule. Make it a rule that nobody will use.
Is it Rose's turn or is it still my turn?
God, that'd be...
But yeah. Oh, you saved Sonic.
That was something falling.
The big two I was concerned about was the escaping one and the resupply one. And the escape one was perfect. 50 life points feels so reasonable.
I don't
does,
know. Making
yeah.
it illegal was a little harsh.
Zach was killing
what?
me with that shit.
Wait, the what was harsh?
Making escaping illegal. It's like, honestly, you know, like, give us a chance to use it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. If escaping was illegal, and the AI played perfectly, then you'd reasonably ask, what am I supposed to do other than just curl over and die?
Wow. Shocker. But yeah, I thought the 50 life points was fine. Zach's bullshitting
Absolutely.
aside. I really wanted to go Anton Chigurh on Zach when he was like, you know, but my rules and my, you know, it's the whole purpose of the rule led you to dying on mission 6. What good was the purpose of the rule, you know?
Exactly.
Honestly, I think 50 was initially
What's wrong?
I thought it was too
Need
generous.
help? Come here.
As we got deeper, I said, all right, 50 is probably a good number to hold on to.
Especially, I think 50 is perfect, especially given
You're welcome.
it
Now, what
still
did we
lets-
learn?
It still lets you think of the escape,
That's the wrong lesson to learn.
option as
The
an
lesson is
actual feasible
don't
option depending
Get
on the
stuck
scenario.
in this. By, you know, don't be putting your arms through it that way to get stuck in it.
I think a lot of people died
Bro, no, I would take it away if you do that.
specifically because they saw minus life points attached to a thing and said, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
something I
Yeah.
said early, and I stick with it, is maybe using like penalty on the spreadsheet was a bit of an issue. I know I said numerous times that, like, you know, it's paying life points for advantages, and, you know, trying to make life points like kind of more expansive. And I think that's a problem on my end, is I didn't do a good enough job explaining what my intention was behind them. And you're right. People see I used a red on the spreadsheet
What did
here.
Daddy just say?
Yeah,
Child!
Maybe if it was
Did
a
you get it stuck in your
different
head before?
color, it would be a lot less.
I mean, I don't know that I agree with that. I think
Offset.
it should
No.
be considered a punishment because the reason it was instituted was because escaping was too goddamn free, especially in this ROM where it's using the old escape formula. I think people just needed to get it in their head that it was an okay sacrifice for 50 life points to save an entire team worth of monsters.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And they just couldn't get it in their heads sometimes. Like, I escaped from a couple fights where I would have won the fight, but just been really low health afterwards and had to go into another fight. And I said I could just escape here for 50 life points and be fine.
Same goes for me, where I made the executive decision to run away, either to like you said, Xenom, have a better overall pool of HP if you had to go back into that fight, or escape to avoid a deadly scenario.
Yeah,
I
I feel
escaped
like
plenty of times during my run.
I feel like too that the 50 life points kind of creeps up on people. It's a slow drain that
It
over the
does.
course of the campaign,
does,
like
yeah.
eventually does catch up to you, especially towards the end where we were like, should I buy a resupply? Do I need a resupply? And then you've already stacked up 2 or 3 escapes. Okay, when you're at 3, 4, 500 life points, and once you dip below 1,000, things kind of get a little stressful about, like, can I afford to use this? Should I actually use this? Like,
If anything, I think there's actually something really cool about it being 50 life points, mainly because if you're going through a mission and you've already made it close to the end, and then at that point, if you haven't used any life points to escape, now you have to do it. Then you can kind of breathe a sigh of relief as you use it, because it's like okay, I've made it this far. Now I can start reasonably paying life points and not suffer that big of a consequence because there's not that much left to go. If I had to pick a color to put all the paying life points and the backseating stuff in, because you said you used red for it. If I had to pick a color, I would have used orange or yellow. Probably yellow because that's more cautionary.
It's not a bad idea.
Maybe.
Not a bad idea. But
Alright,
yeah,
so
I think
I
like
don't know.
Zach said it early.
I blame the players. I think the rules as they were fine and well explained.
That's another thing. You know how many times I heard people say, "Oh, that's legal. Oh, I can do that." Homie, I read the rules 3 times. You could read the rules on your own. What are you doing?
yeah,
Yeah.
That's way too much.
insane.
I think
How many times
everybody.
you had to explain that shit?
I think I had a moment with almost everyone where I'm like, "Did you even read the rules? Were
Damn.
you even listening?" Yeah. Oh boy. I do feel in some cases where I was like, okay, you did this to yourself. That sucks. I don't feel bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the biggest one I wanted to talk about was the resupply. I think everything else is fine. The Konami code felt okay. Some people
Yeah.
used it. I think it's still a pretty good idea if you would like to use it. Escaping was perfect. Do we think 200 for resupply is fair?
I don't think it was.
I
I don't think it was terrible.
I want to say yes, although there's a small part of me that would want to argue 150, if only because some of the stuff the prices that you have to pay for the resupplies can get a little pricey at times. But that's the
See, that's almost why I'd say that it shouldn't be more than 200. I think 200 is a good price for it. As someone who used it a lot, it feels punishing enough that as you if you're paying for escapes, if you're losing monsters, that 200 life points goes a long way.
It does.
Exactly. I think being at 200 is just.
Do you need
is
Daddy
just
to help you
enough.
with Sonic?
I think 200 is just enough to where it makes someone pause, stop what they're doing, and think, do I really need
Maybe I can
need
help
this
you.
resupply? Or would this be a waste of life points given my current scenario?
Well, I think
Yeah,
some people
and,
desperately needed a resupply on multiple occasions and never bought one.
So,
And
And then-
once again, that comes down to the paying life points in their head was just I will never do this, even if it kills me. And that cost them.
And it did kill them.
Good.
I mean, if you look at it, the 3 people who made it the furthest in the ROM all used every resource they had available.
Yeah.
I will agree with Xenom. If the rule were to if the resupply cost were to be 200 life points again, that's perfectly fine. I think that's an absolutely fair amount.
I think Pooch said the same thing, and I was a little worried, but I think in hindsight, yeah, I think I'm inclined to agree that 200 was the perfect amount.
Yeah, like if it was cheaper to actually buy the items back, I would say increase the life points. But because you gotta actually buy the supply unit, and then you gotta buy your items back, and most of the ones you're rebuying aren't just potions.
You're buying gifts.
So
Or,
so
high-tier magic.
that's a good 4,000 gold investment anytime you need it for one character worth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think
And,
go ahead.
I had to pay for the damn thing twice, purely
think
because
I
I was
paid
just
for it.
out of items.
I think I
and-
paid for it 4 times over the course of my campaign.
Oh, that was at the monthly.
My only
Usually
yeah.
last missions.
the only time I used a resupply, and maybe what was obviously Dragon Lair, the only other time I feel like I probably should have used a resupply or a healer is during my first grinding mission. That's probably like the one time I can think of where I probably should have used that.
You should have used that
Could have
as a
been.
healer. But...
Yeah, those with low healing items, it was definitely like the better time to think about using it, just so they could grind for more if they had the option to.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so like when you look at who is using their bonuses, I think Marshall made it pretty far. He got to 18, and he spent 550 in bonuses. I spent 850. Xenom, I think you spent a good amount. You spent 800.
Yeah, I think 3 resupplies and a couple of escapes.
4 escapes.
And then sacrificing a monster.
I think 3 resupplies, 4 escapes, and a monster revive or something.
That sounds about right.
And then...
Do you think the monster should have cost a bit more than just the 50? I mean, the revive.
It costed 100.
Yeah, it cost 100.
Because the monster dying still counted against you.
Yeah, here's my thought on that. You're essentially wasting 20 levels on a monster for it, as well as the 100 life points. So, in my case, right, I had to grind up a third team, or not a third team, but an extra team that I was not intending to use to level 20, which could have been used to grind up other marshals.
Yeah.
If you don't do that and you just pick something off of one of your existing teams, well, now you're crippling that team, and you need to fill that somehow. So it almost always is going to lead to more life point cost than the actual 100.
Yeah, I was going to say, the bigger question isn't the life point cost, because there's going to be sacrifice. The bigger question is level 20 the correct level?
I think level 20 is fair, mainly because given how quickly you can gain levels, especially even in the first grinding mission, I think level 20 is fine. It's basically on the same tier that Xenon said when it came to paying 200 for a resupply. If the level was higher, if the level was higher, like even 25, I think that'd be way too much.
You got this, Sonic.
Too much to be worth sacrificing to revive another Mon.
I would say, in the future, if you did another one of these King with teams where there was a revive, if you had like a weaker players division, where the weak players were paired with other weak members, maybe you lower it to like 15 and then keep it for 20 for the experienced players.
I think if we do it again, if I do teams again, something me and Pooch have talked about is if we do teams again, forcing people to take balls and chains.
Okay.
And
in what regard?
So like have like me take Space Case, and then like have you take someone that people would consider maybe not as good.
I already had Rockerai.
Not as good. You're gonna say Rockerai's not as good? He made it to Mission 14, my guy.
I know. I'm just messing with him.
But my
Gotta
point
do it
kind
every
of
chance I get.
My point kind of remains the same though. Is just kind of like maybe not let the wheel exist at all, and then just like hand curate teams between the council.
I think hand curating would probably be better. There was a thought in my mind about wheels, but I was like, no, that's way too volatile, and could result in a scenario where we get one or two absolutely stacked teams.
I will say though, I kind of like the gym class method that Season 6 did. Fucking line up, team captains get the pick.
I did too.
Oh yeah, I liked that. That was actually really fun, and also like that actually had a lot of tension.
Well, the problem I have with that is, in a lot of ways, some people are just eliminated from even placing just out the gate. And
that's fair, I guess.
I do want some competitive integrity. Some things can be random, sure. A lot of things can be random, but I don't want somebody to not even make it to the draft and be like, okay, I'm fucked. Like,
Would a wheel be better then for a teammate selection then?
I almost think it would be better to have someone outside the league just make teams.
Well, what do you mean by that?
I think just telling Pooch make teams for a draft league. I think that would work very well.
Because he wasn't playing.
But wouldn't that basically be the same as what you did here, where it's essentially you try and match someone who's experienced with someone who's not experienced?
I mean, they didn't really do that. They made 2 wheels of varying degrees of, like experience, and just kind of cut them in half. Versus Pooch would say, like, all right, the best player is gonna go with the worst player, and the second best player is gonna go with the second worst player to make it a little more easy to balance.
It's not generally good player with generally new player. It'll be you are considered the best. You will have the worst.
Oh, yeah.
Better judgment call stuff.
Yeah, if that was the way it was done, I'd be absolutely down for that. I'd be down for that. That would actually make for some interesting team comps.
Yeah, and we would have to, cycle through that. I think that would also be better. I know a lot of people like Season 6 did a number on people with teams, and I get it. This did a number with people on teams as well, and so I think if people understand that that's what it's going to be for a team season going into it, I think people would be okay with it. So hopefully I think that would balance out in the future. Oh my god, they really put Mr. Beast on a fucking... Ugh, kill me.
It's freaking awful.
I know. It is not good. So yeah, I think it can work out. I do want to return to teams. I think that's fine. I think this format, the way it is, will stay. I think Chaos Draft will have 2 separate formats. It'll have an individualized format and then a team format. And the team format just needs to be like boiled down a little better. I did like a lot of what happened here. I think a lot of this will stay. I don't think it needs to change too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think that's that. Is there anything else we want to talk about before we move on to like maybe teams or what you guys thought of the ROM or whatever?
I think I will say about the ROM itself, I actually like a lot of the different enemy teams. Pooch had some really creative ideas for some of the enemy teams. I think one of my absolute favorites, I don't know what mission it's in, but I absolutely love the Aqua Dragon Kairyushin team. Both from a theme and aesthetic view, but also from a strategy view, because that team basically asks the question of, do you have some way to mitigate the potential AoE spam?
Yeah, I think something I really liked about Pooch's ROM setup was like a lot of good monsters didn't have a lot of great basic battle arts. Some of them, had like can't miss, and that's good. It's not that that's bad, but like a lot of monsters that you generally wouldn't consider being great had like blind on hit and stuff, or confuse on hit, and then that kind of brought back the whole, this is a good team because this monster is fast, he can confuse, and that would mitigate some of the incoming damage, and mitigate some of the incoming pressure. And so I think it was just another excuse to use what people would consider, bad monsters in Kaizo or whatever. And I really liked that.
It still makes me so happy what Pooch did for Jellyfish. I freaking love what he did for Jellyfish.
What are you doing?
And then the next time I do this, Cybersaurus. Oh man, Cybersaurus.
Yeah, I enjoyed using all the guys I had and all their brand new fun little abilities. Like Tigrex being able to paralyze on hit, the 3-headed Guido gaining a Z that lowers attack. It's all pretty neat, and I like the attention to all the little guys, as well as the big guys, obviously. But I enjoy that every monster feels like you can use them and gain a benefit from them.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think out of like my whole draft, even in hindsight, the only monster I didn't like was Karino. The Harpy Lady, and she has to be bad for obvious reasons, you know.
Yeah.
You get all three together, it's a
Yeah.
jackpot. But like,
I mean,
And even then, she's still fast with the ability to blind on basic with just one equip, you know?
yeah,
So, like, she could still pop off.
right, in the right circumstances,
Mhm.
and she has a little more HP than you would expect her to have, which does matter too. Like, all that adds up. It goes a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Was she actually the bulkiest of her sisters?
I don't know.
I
don't know if
think
I cared
they're
enough.
all the same, and it's just like a random roll which one ends up getting more of anything.
Yeah, there is a slight range, a very small range of level ups.
Yeah.
But yeah, I made it a big to-do to use a lot of monsters that people considered bad. I tried to, quote-unquote, put a shitter on every team except for Kaiba. And so, like, people would call Penguin Soldier crappy, so I put him on Pegasus. People called Gamma crappy, which was hilarious.
Yeah, that one was out of pocket.
Yeah.
That was out of line.
Man gets barrier C, and he's the bulkiest of the magnets. Crazy.
He was hitting 2,700 HP. In
Yeah.
what world do we consider that bad?
Mhm.
And then I Sagi, and then Celtic Guardian. And all of them kind of, did their job pretty well. I think.
I'm so glad Celtic Guardian did his job for you. I'm proud of my boy.
I was really sad that Aquamador died and like I couldn't use that team as much as I wanted, but it's okay.
Celtic Guardian always seems to be eating well no matter what ROM he's in. I think even in Lemon he gets access to some fun stuff.
Yeah.
Gamers.
Hey, Graceful. Hey, Griever.
Yo.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going.
How's it going?
Good.
It's going.
Yeah.
Going. Any opinions on the bounties while you're here?
Oh, bounty. Bounties.
Yeah. Give us these spicy takes.
As much as I would like to stay, I do have something going on tonight, so I am going to have to dip out here.
That's fine.
All right, good night.
See ya.
Yeah.
Have a good night, everybody.
Later, man.
I hope the rest of the discussion
Later.
goes well.
I'm sure it will.
Hey. Bye-bye.
Later.
See ya.
Sorry, is there some kind of like background or something like that? Sorry, I just kind of got here late.
You want background on the conversation?
Yeah.
So some things we talked about. We talked about the bounties for completing the campaign. We talked about paying life points for things, and then
We kind of looked at the rules, basically, the page, and
Oh,
kind
okay.
of went down it to discuss
Yeah.
certain things from there.
You know, I did like the idea of like paying life points for stuff. The bounties could have been good if the seed wasn't so difficult, to be honest. But
Yeah, and to
like
quantify
I
my,
like the ideas.
to quantify my struggle, Pooch told me it would be really easy.
Oh dear.
Pooch actually was concerned that it was too easy up until like opening weekend when people started dying, and then he's like,
And then he was also relieved of his worries when people started dropping like flies on Yugi 7.
Well, I think he immediately reversed course and is like, did I make it too hard? He was panicking pretty hard.
If I had to say overall, even though I didn't make it to the end and I was playing Kaiba, I think the difficulty level is about good. It's a middle ground between even though this is weird to say, it's a middle ground between something like vanilla or lemon and then Kaizo for obvious reasons.
Sure.
Like if you wanted to experience the game again, but you didn't want to play vanilla because of how piss easy it is, I would say play Recharge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think the degree of difficulty is great for a casual playthrough, but for a Nuzlocke, oh my god.
Yeah, and
That's basically what I would say.
Yeah, that, and then if there ever was a moment where Pooch where the answer might be yes, and where Pooch made things too hard, it would be Slifer and Obelisk and their little helpers.
The gods are fine.
That might.
Mhm.
Obviously, I don't know what the rest of the game is like, but just from thinking about it and watching people do those fights, that might just be one of, if not the hardest fights in the game.
It is funny that one.
disagree.
It's not the reason.
Go ahead, Marshall.
Sorry, I find it funny that I think the main reason some people had troubles was less the actual monsters themselves and more so either them trying to plan around like the teammates and stuff, or otherwise getting caught off guard by them.
Come here. I told you not to do exactly
Like,
that.
We had a big thing about how jellyfish kind of
Yes.
assaulted certain people.
Jellyfish.
Hold on.
Sniper, like that was a nightmare. Jellyfish could just straight
Stuck her arm through it, I guess.
Like jellyfish could just straight up shut down a mon for a turn, or make for a perfect setup where that mon could where that mon gets hurt enough to where Slifer finishes him off, or again just shuts them down, and if that was a mon that had like healing or anything else crucial, then hold on to your butt.
Yeah, I think the gods are fine. Pooch wanted them to be hard. You fight them late, it's fine.
I think in okay, now I can hear you guys. I think in comparison, to like how they were presented in Kaizo, the fact that you are given, it's a much more generous mission overall, and because it's much later when you have more resources, I don't think the gods should be as much of a problem for people by that point.
I feel like the final god is a problem.
The final one, ironically, actually turns out to be potentially a bit of an issue. And even that's mostly just because you might be resource strained by that point.
Oh, dude. Final Kaibe was genuinely stressful.
Yeah. Well, that one was also just because that was a bad matchup for that team you had.
It was a bad matchup for my whole roster.
Yeah, no.
Go lay down with your mom. You don't need more snacks.
But yeah, no. I could see... Well, I understand your concerns with it, Zay. I think with just how you can approach that fight, especially in a more casual playthrough, I don't think that people will really be too much have too much trouble fighting against either of the gods.
Yeah, if you go into this thing basically under the anticipation that you might have to redo missions, I don't think that this is a bad patch. I think it's great, actually. It's got definitely harder than Lemon Patch. Is it the Kaizo tier? As close as you can get inside of vanilla, I will say that.
Yeah,
but
that's the reason why I said like it's a middle ground, and I like that it's a middle ground. It's certainly a lot better than playing vanilla, that's for sure.
I think a lot of people didn't actually make it to the true difficulty. That's my hot take. I think I don't think people made it to the true difficulty of the patch. I felt it really hard on like mission 19, like Kaiba 19 specifically. When you walk in to fight that boss, and that boss is Apophis combo plus Suijin, the fight was really hard. I got crit by the Apophis, and it used the combo on me, and it did 2,600 damage to my Mega Zowler. 2,600.
I would disagree.
Yeah, some combos do like absurd amounts of damage.
Well, and I know Pooch is tweaking luck to kind of like fix the critting thing and all that, and so it'll probably end up being fine. But yeah, that is hard. When you walk in with a bulky team with a plan, that team wasn't like planless or directionless. Mega Zowler can confuse, and that team was confused for a large portion of that fight. But just the fact that they could be like, all right, pop out, bam. And it's hitting
So you
for
mean hard in the sense that the team can just wipe you without you being able to do anything? That's what you mean by hard.
And it literally isn't your fault at that point. It's just like the game's like, nope, you're done.
Yeah,
it literally control
yes,
down.
the triple obelisk bitch slap.
I would say that one.
well,
Put the control down.
Joey was
I
also
wouldn't.
bad.
I do not agree fully in the sense of the challenge on like 19 or something, because in both there are a lot of bosses that are hard. The difference is it hard in the sense that it becomes unfair or just a dice roll? I will say in Obelisk's case, it is a dice roll. If he decides to just see your ass, you're just dead, most likely, unless you have the HP.
The difference is, so with Obelisk, things like armor matter. So Obelisk can hit you with his Z, and even if it crits, if you have armor, you ain't taking much of anything.
Yes, yeah. I know.
Whereas like the flip side on like combos, armor doesn't work. So I think the gods are a little more fair in that regard. But
I think
continue on.
Combos armor still works in combos.
It does not. We've tried.
It just
If armor worked, Zowler would have taken like 22 instead of 26. Or 2000.
Okay, well that could be checked, but apart from that, I still think there are the way that Push made it is that bosses are hard, and I do think after in the beginning of Kaiba, like Mission 3, that team is hard. It's not easy.
It's hard early game, especially if you don't have any medicines. Like that's kind of what had people struggle the most, is because they had limited heals.
Yeah, that's the most important idea, I suppose, for this entire thing. Like medicine is probably almost necessary for this patch.
Like, if I'm going into Mission 3 on Kaiba's side with, like, a good couple stacks of medicine on each of my guys, like 3 on each, I should be... Yeah, I'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, the biggest thing is y'all chose this.
Yeah. I didn't even get a chance to vote. That's the funny thing.
Hey, I did it without healing, so it's fine.
I voted?
Healer is the thing that exists for a reason. Just use healer in the clock. Yes, but still overall, teams. I don't think the bosses were hard already. If you didn't have certain things, like we saw, the grinding mission was really easy for me because I had status guard and I had like luck. But we saw what happened with, for example, Graceful without status guard, and he would have died. And that was just a hard team because you need certain things to counter it. If the computer says you just paralyze everything, there's not much I need to do unless you either had like a lot item you could buy or they're luckier and you could do something. So I will say still, the bosses were hard. If you got the resources to make it more possible, or you, based on your skill building like I did, you could. So it's still challenging. The workaround, it depends on your skills and also part your team building. And then the unfair ones, then really there's nothing to do. Just I think they might need to change. And I'm guessing
I think if you just toned down the luck on their crits, it would be fine. I think getting smacked for 2600 is fine. I think there being a 40% chance for them smacking you for 2600 is not okay.
Yeah, that's absurd.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a little much. That's much.
And a lot of that is just how luck works as an ability, or as like a metric. And I think they know how to change that metric, and so that fixes a lot of the issue outright.
Yeah.
I think where it's fair is the Joey team on Face Off, and I think it's also the same in Joey or Yugi 13 or whatever.
Oh yeah, they're fair.
Where it's like that team is devastating. That Flame Swordsman can push your shit in.
Flame Swordsman, Guiltia, Metal Dragon combo.
You can deal with that.
Holy God, Flame Swordsman Flame Swordsman, I imagine in his mind he's like, I have had enough of people calling me a shit warrior.
Why do you think I drew him as a fat ass? Like he ate all the crits. He was feasting on crits.
He just early level is kind of squishy, but if you put him to,
He's still squishy later on, but
he is.
Yeah,
Still
so you can
squishy.
put him to he
Sure,
has
sure.
enough attack and with like an item or two easy that you can put him in like NHP Marshall and he'll work perfectly fine.
Yeah, like Mako.
Yeah, Mako, things like that. But yeah, but still, the face-off is still hard. Grinding missions are hard. There's the mission after grind mission. If the enemy just constantly see you without stopping. If you know, well, it's hard. If you planned and you have countermeasures, and hopefully you build things with, if I face like something that has a lot of AoE, you have like magic or something. So bosses are hard, but not hard if you planned it out a bit.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say there.
The thing is, I had a plan for my
consider unfair.
I had a
Something we
plan
can
for
consider.
my Joey. It crumbled. It literally crumbled.
Yeah, you had no counter.
I had no counter because instantly,
died.
like, turn 1 and turn 2, double Z, and I was just stuck healing the entire time afterwards because at that point, I had like a couple Rain of Mercies, like I gave them to them, and then one gift. And it was just like, okay, well now I'm kind of in a tough spot. Because I'm in the constant state of healing, and then by the time I was out of medicines, I was hoping that Dark Magician Girl could go next before Magician of Black Chaos, so that I can get some more healing in with her. And we all know how that story went.
Also, thanks to Florida Man actually playing again, with the knowledge that he got, he made it power.
Yeah.
He crushed it. Also, when he did his second rerun, he and I saw like a team of his, like his beast team. Oh, it was really good. Not the most powerful thing, but it could survive. It could do things.
Yeah, it had its main gimmick of survival.
Yeah, so this is more. Part of the difficulty was just people didn't see. Either they made their teams a bit weaker than could have been, or they didn't notice. People could have bought magic when they saw it because you'll get it eventually at level 25 or something if you had like a smaller one. And things were harder also because they were just, I lost something in this pair. Like what happened to sorry. Oh, Graceful, I'm so sorry for you. His teammate just decided to die because he lost a single monster, didn't talk with anyone, just went and went that mission. He had like high attack monster, he died unnecessarily, mostly by mistakes.
That's basically what I don't know. That's just the kind of arc that seems to happen every single season, regardless of draft. To me,
You know, Chris, you should have swapped places with me instead of him. You know, you should have done a little team.
Well, next
I
time.
don't even know.
You
We
know,
can
for
talk
next
about
time.
your run, Graceful,
like
if you want.
I don't know. I can only carry one team member so much, you know. So
Which other one that died on Face Off or one that died on Raw or not Raw Slifer?
I'm
Pick
not
your
gonna
poison.
lie about that. I was quite frustrated with Yujo because he was playing and he lost on mission 6. He lost some important things, and you had already stated when you were going to play
Yep.
as well. So it's like, okay,
He
he
just-
knows if he just
walked
waits
away,
2
so-
days. Yeah.
Yeah.
And instead he
Like,
YOLOs it, kills himself, and suicides, and you're just like, I can't.
Yeah. That's literally what happened with me and Xeno. Like, I lost a bunch of good stuff on Mission 6, and I did the smart thing, and I waited.
Yeah.
But his was really... I mean, he could have recovered, though, and that's my problem with Yujo, is Yujo could have recovered.
Yeah.
and probably gotten through 7
100%.
if he just waited for Graceful, and he just kind of said, fuck Graceful. Almost verbally.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm done with this game. And to be honest with you, if you're saying I'm done with Falsebound Kingdom, I totally understand. But at the same time, like, yeah, like there's only so much I could have done with that kind of team thing. So like at that point, I was just kind of looking for like individual progression. So I don't know. I think I did okay with all that considered. Like,
I think you made one mistake that was mind-bogglingly stupid.
Yes. Just one?
Just one?
Well, maybe
mostly
two or three.
it's,
But there's
Mission
one
14.
specifically, yeah. There's one specifically that really did it for me. And it was when you were breaking teams up to feed or to build new teams. I can't remember who you killed to.
I killed off
up.
Lord in that case, but that was mostly because like, okay, so yeah, I think I remember you explained this or something like that to me. It was just basically like what teams the monsters went on.
Yeah, it's like you had better teams you could have made that would have probably saved you. And
No, I got that.
I was very confused.
I will be honest with you. I spent probably about 1 minute thinking about that. So that
it shows.
Even between streams, I was just instantly busy at the time. I just YOLO'd it.
Oh, we saw. For me, it was
Oh,
just
I
a
know.
quick attack. So many to just kill something. No, quick attack. It's like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That was just
That's okay.
very funny.
But anyway, you know what? For the content is what I'm gonna say. For the content.
Sure.
I can't be mad with how you played. You were in a very
Yeah.
bad position, and I respected that you played it through on like. I feel like everyone did, and I was really grateful for that. But like, you had the biggest
I'm
reason
playing
to
through
say
every
fuck
time.
off. You still had the
I don't
biggest
even
reason
care.
to say fuck it and leave, and you didn't, and I respect
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Like the only time I was really saying fuck off is when I got in that one-on-one with fucking Flame Swordsman, that bastard.
Oh my god, that Flame Swordsman is disgusting.
Oh my god, that was just horrible. It's like, what
It
the-
was just like grudge match against everything. Just it's so bad.
He should
Thank God
Breaking
I
out
don't
of every single time was that was really unlucky.
Yeah.
What else, King, do you want to talk before?
I think that's all I wanted to talk about from that standpoint. Oh, the only other thing I wanted to ask Graceful, since he popped in, was, did you think the life point costs were like fair?
Loved it. I want to see it in basically every single like draft league. Like I like that. I really like that there is a penalty for running away.
Okay.
Because like I don't know, the way that I play it basically kind of goes into the way that I play False Bound anyway. Is just kind of like, if we're gonna die like men. And it actually kind of like, I don't know, it's like it's really it's not even an intelligent way to play this game, but it's way better for content. So in that particular aspect, you have my full support on this.
Also, it's fair to the enemy.
Yeah, and you have to be fair to the enemies because they can't run away from you. It just makes sense. It's like it's like the rule for like the God must get in action that the other league has. Like it's just an extension of that basically, and like it adds a little bit of strategy to the actual game versus like, oh, the bad thing happens and therefore you just die. You can actually kind of save yourself, and I really do like that aspect of it.
Yeah. I think a
what
lot
were
of
the other
people have
penalties
said
for
that.
again? I'm sorry.
So you had the 50 for escape. You had the resurrection. You had the Konami code, which I think only 2 people used.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. The Konami code, honestly. Like
thought it
I
was
see
funny.
its value. Like when you like, I guess I could see the value if with the way that I play, where I kind of like drain all money between missions. It's not a very sustainable way to play, but
It does cost 500.
yeah. Okay.
Maybe lower it a little bit, but
What, the Konami code?
yeah, but it's only 500 or something. So
Yeah, it's only 500 and like
500.
60.
Yeah, it's a 500 life point, I think, cost or
No,
something.
it's 100 life points for 500 gold.
Oh, okay, no, that's fine.
Only do it
Sorry,
once.
I thought it was more specific.
But you get it
No,
once.
okay.
Yeah,
No,
you can
okay.
only use it once.
That's
Yeah.
fine. Perfectly fine.
See, the problem is, like, I could never use that because I have such muscle memory from doing, like, any percent routes and what have you for, like, the story mode, where I would, like, just by muscle memory do it more than once. So I could never do it.
I personally think it's a trap, and I'm the one that made it.
It is.
Definitely a trap, especially if you don't know how much it gives you. Like 500 could be used in some niche scenarios if you really need something. But at that point, I feel like if you're using the Konami code, what have you been doing in terms of spending money?
Surviving.
Surviving. I will say that also depends. I'm okay with it because there are missions you might not have the discount percent, or you have high cost equipment in like early mission, which is what happened to me. I bought the Dragon Sword level 3 at mission 3, and I drained almost a humongous amount of my money because it's so early.
And even resupplies can snag a good chunk if you need it, if you're like getting desperate and
Yeah,
stuff.
and if you don't have builder,
Man.
those are so expensive.
Yeah.
Like 2,000 compared to 800, humongous difference.
Yeah. Is there anything? Oh, the last one I wanted was the resupply. I think it's 200 for a resupply.
200 for a resupply is fine by me, honestly.
I think most people are in agreement on this.
Like, if anything, I think it should be like 250. That's my minor nitpick.
That's the
Just-
second
just-
person that's mentioned maybe go higher with it.
Just maybe a little bit higher. It's very close to what I would say is fair.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Because 250 is equivalent to basically an entire team wipes. I just like it from that simplicity and
Sure. I think I might stay at 200 because of the gold you have to pump into it as well. But
that's fine.
It is a possibility to go up to 250.
Yep.
I'm grateful. A lot of people. I thought it was too punishing, but I think a lot of people feel that it was just right, and so that can sway me on. Yeah, if most people feel it's just right, that's paying the penalty, then yeah,
yep,
that sounds fine.
But yeah, I love the penalty system. I love it.
Cool. I liked it personally because I thought it added a new layer of content. Those that wanted to meaningfully engage were forced to like actively think about every decision they made. If you notice, when I played numerous times, I would stop the game, pull up the escape calculator, and like spend 20 or 30 minutes. Well, maybe not. That's a little bit of an exaggeration, but you get what I mean. Spending quite a bit of time like making sure, is this the play I want to be making? Is this play the actual play? I'm paying for this if I do this either way. Is this what I want to pay for this mission or this escape or whatever? Is it worth using this right now? And it really made me think about what I did before I did it. And I like that. I like that a lot. And abusing it, some people.
I think only basically one person complained about it.
Who complained?
Who complained?
You know who?
I can't remember.
It starts with a G.
I was complaining.
Oh, really, Zach? Do you not like? I was like, do you not like the bounty or the pay life points do thing system?
I mean, I just didn't like that I was too stubborn to do it, but you know.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. The only person who literally complained was, "Oh, the bounty should be 1,000."
I was gonna say, Zach, I had a moment in season when you were like, "Nah, I can't do that. That's illegal," and then you died on 6, where like I wanted to pull the if following the rule led you to dying on mission 6. What was the use of the rule?
Well, screw the rules. You have gold.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, I was saving my money.
I literally beat the final boss
It
because I
worked
just
and helped for me,
swiped
right?
my credit card.
To be fair, the worst person with the money thing was Space Case.
Oh my god, He had so much.
That was just criminal.
You know what? You know what?
surprised.
You know what? I've been holding this in for the longest time, and he never gave me a good explanation for this. I still cannot fathom to this day why Space Case thought trading away Illusionist Faceless Mage was a good idea. Faceless Mage is one of the best spellcasters, no matter what ROM you're playing. I can't believe
Got a
he
health, it's got
traded that away.
utility.
Oh, I thought you cleared that.
I just don't like the monster. I wouldn't use it.
He didn't consult me on any trades. That's why I was so flabbergasted when he traded that. Like, why?
trade is-
That was so. I don't care what. I don't even think he told me what he traded it for. But the fact that he traded that without my permission, I was so angry when I first heard about that.
With how quiet your microphone is, I could still hear the rage.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
God.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you need your partner's permission to make a trade, but at the same time,
Well,
you should probably talk to your partner.
not the permission, not idea of permission, but the discussion, because that is the
Yeah.
opinion.
And in fairness to that, like I throw shade on the guy, but like he's getting drafted 8 out of 8. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There were 2 trades that I strongly thought about telling both people to go back to the drawing board.
I bet my trade with Luna is the one.
Yours was one of them, Rocker Eye.
But also, it wasn't fair.
It really wasn't.
Not because of who you traded with, but
Got out of it.
because the
You're
The
very
rules
vocal
were-
about like gimping him too.
we broke the rule. Because Yudo made a ban on his team because he wanted to do a trade with you.
I did
Or
not know that.
someone.
Okay, well,
What was he
that's
trying
also
to portray? Like,
that's
what
also
was he
Yujo's fault for not checking the list. Everyone else made their bans before him and cheesed the system, so his way to cheese it back legally was to acknowledge, hey, people have already made these bans, therefore I know what I can ban and not have any problems with it, and he didn't do it.
Oh no, I meant because people made the trade before he banned.
That was a problem.
Yeah.
That was a
I
problem.
mean, that's a time zone issue. That's a French issue.
It was.
Yes,
No,
that
no,
doesn't
no.
matter.
It's unfortunate that
No,
like
the problem
that
with
like
that,
you have something going for him. But
The trade, the rule was to make the trade after everyone bans. He had him banned, so no one should have allowed to do a trade, and the
Yeah.
trade happened.
I will admit that I will take blame for that because that entirely went back in my head because
it doesn't even
like, I
bother
was-
me that there was
Yeah.
conversation behind the scenes about like trying to set up trades. It was just that it was announced publicly, like while I said that the trade window was closed.
yeah, I really am sorry about that. I was too eager. I was way
I'm not
too
gonna
eager.
beat you up too hard about it.
Oh yeah, I know. Still
What?
wish I got my one trade.
nah, it's that's all fine. But like, so I think this is probably obvious about that whole thing. I just kind of let Yujo kind of do his own thing, like he just kind of sang his own kind of thing. But like, anyway.
I mean, he did well in the earlier
And
drafts.
that's why I did, because like he did literally as well. I think he did better. No, he did better than me in season 6.
Right.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, he's got this. And then he turns in that, and I'm like, oh.
The exact same mistakes he made in Kaizo that he got away with punished him here. So
Yeah.
the writing was
It's
on the
basically
wall.
just like the RNG wasn't in his factor or what have you. But then again, RNG is half skills, so you know.
True.
Well,
half actual
he
RTS
was
or something.
he was opening himself up for a lot of crackbacks that didn't happen, and it's like you could have
Yeah.
closed half of this off, and you didn't, and so you deserve this.
Mhm.
Like,
Like corrosive.
oh god, corrosive. Let's not talk about corrosive right now.
Oh my god.
Let's not talk about it.
Let's not talk about corrosive right now.
The last thing I'm gonna say about Space Case before I move on was what he traded Illusionist Faceless Mage for.
What did he even trade it for?
Fairy's gift.
He traded it for
What the
Fairy's
fuck?
Gift.
Well, and it was his idea. That was the worst part.
His quote-unquote logic was, oh yeah, the paralysis is nice, but the team heal is more important. And like, I was too flabbergasted
Christ.
to even. I was too flabbergasted to say anything.
Does that even
but
work?
but I knew that was
I don't have
bad
access
because
to
of
the
like
patch.
my guy, you are trading a mon with I don't. Does Faceless Magic get level 4 magic or level 5 magic?
Level 4, I believe.
Or
Well, it might
Yeah,
be 4.
you're trading a mon
Not
with
that
paralysis,
far, you know,
level
what
4
the fuck?
magic, and crazy high HP
if it's level 3.
for a mon that is infinitely frailer, less magic, and yes, it has a team heal, but you still waste 2 AP on it. Like,
And I'm
Well, it
pretty
gets
sure.
worse.
And you
It's-
gotta wait until 30 or
Yeah,
something.
But
I don't
wait,
remember.
It gets worse.
It gets worse because
Also,
the thing about the money thing is that he said, "Oh, I'll get a lot of magic that I cannot use." Fairy Skiff gets
Yeah.
level 3 magic at level 25, which is typically very with the grinding mission you can get, especially with those type of monsters because they level up much faster.
Magician of Faith.
I'm pretty sure
hello.
he would have had a level 25, and he didn't buy any magic.
I was also gonna
At
say,
all.
like, Magician of Faith, hello. He also
Magician
Yeah, but also that's just him being bad as a player. Also at this point.
Yeah. The only
Like, I think the far more egregious thing that he did was like anything to do with item management. Like that was like
and we talked about that
blatantly
already.
bad.
Horrendous.
And we talked about it, but yes.
Hopefully he got better and he got
I talked with him about
the
it.
things.
I talked with him about it. I'm like, my guy. I do
What
wanna
are you
hear-
doing?
I don't want to hear "fuck it, we ball."
Yeah.
He's
Come
not even
out of
on
your
my
mouth
team for
again.
fucking ball.
Also, he died. The only reason he died is because he sacrificed Yudi for no good reason to the cannons. Or one of those. No,
Yeah.
Mai was the cannons, and then
Yeah.
Yudi was to the fight.
Yeah, Yugi was to get the chippies.
A little
But that's
bit.
that's a player issue.
guy, man, like, oh my god.
But yeah, Zach, I want to hear your thoughts since you got the least far. Did the worst? Is the word I'm looking for?
Did I do the worst?
You
Oh,
did do the
fuck.
worst.
Yes.
Wait, does this mean we're moving on to like?
Tell me, Zach, how does it feel to be the worst player in the league?
Oh, I just want to know how bad Corrosive's back hurts.
His back hurts pretty bad. I think, I had some bad plays in the early levels that caused me to lose some of Yugi, and I feel like if I was able to get his team up off the ground, I would have been in a much better place. Because the elves were doing fine, and I would have had better options going into the whatchamacallit mission. The
5, 6.
at
It
the
must have been
end.
6.
The one I died. The one that
Yeah.
I died because the final
Badlands.
boss killed. Badlands killed me real good.
Yeah, that's
You had Millennium. Wait, was your team the one where you lost Summon Stroll,
Yeah.
Millennium Golem? Because you didn't buy healer? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I was being
Slayer
too
on
stubborn and stingy with my points and not wanting to pay points for the buffs.
Healer was free, my guy.
The first one. Don't even.
Oh.
Healer didn't cost anything.
the healer,
He just
yeah,
decided not to
healers.
take it.
There's replenish that costed something. Yeah, the healer was free.
I definitely thought that was against the rules.
Oh.
So what you think? Both replenish and healer that were banned.
Yeah, I definitely thought they were both banned.
That's a read the fucking rules moment.
Read the
Absolutely,
fucking
it
rules.
is. Yeah, I definitely should buy healer. What the fuck was I?
You weren't.
You even said it, like in
You
the
just
stream.
said
was
it.
Like I should probably buy a healer, and then you never did.
You could have asked also, is that cost? Because that's not backstating, that's just
Is
rules.
that backseating?
No.
Reading the
No.
rules?
I thought building a healer. I thought building a healer cost points.
No.
So I was like thinking out loud, like, oh, I could do it, but I'm not gonna because I don't want to lose the points.
I think even Push said it, that it doesn't cost anything.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, and
it has a cost.
I was gonna say too, the people that got the furthest paid extensive points.
Mm-hmm.
I think I
Yeah.
paid 850.
Well,
we said
because
Xenon
now that I
paid
now that I
800.
think about it and have some time to reflect, and I'm not rushed to get my missions out. If you're paying points to not lose a monster, that means that monster gets to keep building and growing, and that team gets to keep performing. You're not trying to like jerry rig a team together with the survivors.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I think it
I
saved
feel
a
like-
lot because, like, I feel like a lot of people when they started dying, I think Xenom had this really hard towards the end of his run when monsters started dying and he was trying to cobble things together. Those monsters stopped getting martial bonuses and were much weaker or way more vulnerable. That, 150 to 200 HP started mattering quite a bit at the end of his campaign, and I think it eventually killed him.
Yeah, my Swamp Battle Guard, when I made the trade, suddenly was below 2,000 HP. It's like, all right, one stray crit and you're dead, big guy.
Slot Machine would have died in vain.
Start mentioned this in a way because he was like hurry to play or play missions. Are
Well,
you?
that's just because I was just busy with work a lot.
No, yeah, that's completely understandable. But separate from that, I do think you might have to add a rule to if you don't have like real life something, like vacation or just work really overwhelmed with work or something. Put something like if you have to do at least a certain amount of missions at a week.
I think people will still try to join in anyways, thinking that they can get away
Yes,
with
but
it.
I think there should be like a life point punishment.
What?
It is.
I'm on the fence about that. Like, just
the problem there is
Look,
that
I don't
almost
really want that, but myself personally, I wouldn't want that. But anyway, go ahead, Marshall.
I know I wouldn't want that.
I think the big problem, unfortunately, there for the penalty is that you face either two issues. One, a person will go, oh, okay, I'll delay it for as long as I can, and then that very moment, I'll play like a mission or something.
Yeah.
And two, the other problem is, oh, I took a life point penalty because of this stupid rule. All right, I'm just not going to play then.
Well, like,
yeah, that one. That's just general
That's
like
probably the worst
bad
one.
behavior. I would say.
I would
That's
have
a
eaten.
case of like.
I would have eaten a life point penalty because I went on vacation.
Oh no, yeah, that's what I mean. If you provide like work or
Well, but then
vacation, you don't lose anything. It was
Well,
more
but then
the people
who's
that
to say?
could have.
I mean, then I'll just be like, oh, sorry guys, I'm on vacation, even if I wasn't. Like,
You think people would do that? Go on the internet and lie?
Absolutely
At that point,
not.
yeah, the point is that you'll trust people, and if you're signing in to something, it's because you are assuming you have the time at the point or you want to play, and there were cases where people just, oh, I'm not playing. Like the amount of time that we were, I'm not playing. Oh, I'm playing now because I saw it's 2 weeks or something, and I should start playing now.
Well, I
And
was
that
is that you're
is
trying to assume people
frustrating.
have honor, and this is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Discord server.
Yeah, but also
We
it
can't even
is
read for Yu-Gi-Oh players.
that
You can't read.
happened. Also having like, oh, I can play because I need to like know what's happening. I
Oh, that
can't go
was-
blind.
Oh boy.
Okay,
that
so
was the
that's
Griffin.
different, I would say.
That's a very different thing,
Like, I guess I kind of fit a little bit of that just because, like, sometimes I genuinely do not even know my schedule, and even then, like, I play a mission because, like, the grinding mission took, like, 3 hours for me. Now, I think that this is a problem with my own Dolphin installation, and not really a problem with the ROM itself. Because for whatever reason, my speed up is, like, capped at, like, 200. I'm fairly sure that's a Dolphin problem, but I haven't gotten into it. So how long did we have to do this one? Was it like 2 months or
month.
so?
You had a month
Just
on
one.
week.
Or so.
One month.
Yeah, a month and some change.
Okay, so
A
a
month.
month and some change. Like
Yeah,
to
possibly
me,
like
I
a
think,
month and a week.
I think it was slightly rushed from my perspective. But again, that's just because I'm incredibly busy, especially now that I've got the new job. But that's the only change I would make is to move it to like 2 months. Because if you can't finish
Yeah.
it in 2 months, what are we doing here?
Pooch would kill
Exactly.
me if I made it 2 months. He despises
I understand
2
completely.
months. And
But
I-
also,
yeah.
it's
I think
you-
maybe a
people
couple extra
trust you.
days, But
It's
I
also a
think
thing.
keeping some momentum in Draft League is probably a good thing because then it encourages more people, right? Because by the end, if we're all just waiting on one person, you know, everyone's gonna gang up to watch them. It's not gonna be like a big group event. We're like, oh, everyone's coming in to stream together and you know do their thing and.
So I understand the benefit of that. The counterpoint I will say is that Tom doing everything on the last day was amazing content, and I think that any rule we should do should promote content above anything else.
Yes.
Yes. My counterpoint is that
Too much.
that end day is always going to be the end day, no matter how many extra days there are, and you still get that same content.
I would also counter that it was only funny because it was specifically Tom that happened to.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, he had written it off. He's like, I don't need to play. I'm gonna win anyway. And then all of a sudden,
Yeah,
it's
no,
like,
it
oh,
was the
fuck.
build up and then the fucking punchline. That was
like
happened.
I actually feel like it's less content, or less in the spirit of content, where we had like season 6, where you had a bunch of people play at the start, and then there was a gap for like 3 weeks where you'd have like one person play, 2 people play a week, and then there was a bunch of people right at the end. It's like it feels like there was just like people were just waiting for a lot of it.
I literally went 3 weeks without playing,
right?
And still finished like 2 weeks before the end of the season.
Like Draft League's most recent season had way too much time. This had way too little, in my mind.
Wasn't last season 2 months?
It was 2 months.
Was it?
It was 2 months.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I'm saying. I think 1 month is the sweet spot.
Terrible judge of time here, obviously.
Like
but
a month and like a week.
Let's say if I
think it'll be like perfect.
You know what? No, I think I understand why I screwed that up because when we did Draft League the last season, that's when I was between jobs, and then I've had more time to kill, but more time in with which to kill it, and now I have like the same amount of thing, and then it's more compressed, and so it's a bit more of a rush. But anyway, no,
But yeah,
it's
work
probably gonna be a here, honestly.
Yeah,
I
the
would
point.
consider maybe giving an extra week to an end of the season, but I can't do 2 months.
Yeah, like maybe like a month and a half. Like
I mean, you could also just see how people are feeling and doing, and then just be like, "Hey."
But that should.
You need
But
extra
also that
time?
should be a thing when they sign in. It's my
I guess
thing. Like people sign in is with the idea they're going to play, and they're just, oh, I'll wait 2 weeks because I feel like it. It's like there are people who were, oh, I have work, I have vacation.
Play at the last
Yeah.
Well, I
They
was gonna
said it.
say,
Like if
I
you
think
have
the
vacation and you're
only-
going away for a month, please don't sign up for a month and a half Draft League. It just makes sense.
I was gonna say,
Just
I
don't
think
do
the only person that really kind of got fucked over by the timer was Zach. Due to work.
Yeah.
I think
Sorry, who?
everyone else. I think Zach got fucked over a little bit by the timer.
Oh yeah.
I knew that my work is not great and I could get fucked. So I went into this knowing I could get fucked a little bit.
Sure, but I think you were the only one that
Fair.
truly got fucked. I think everyone else like did it to themselves. I know for Corrosive, he intentionally waited to the end. He's like, yeah, whatever, it's fine. I don't care, blah blah. And he had no problems playing on the second to last day and being like, this is whatever.
He
I'm
did
okay with
do
what
almost everything much earlier.
He did it a lot early. He did.
So I will. I don't find an issue with him at all because he did it and he did it. He didn't finish simply because people just have the information. If he did, so and he could also just finish it in a single sit down, easy. So it's like fine. The point was simply when I saw sometimes like someone will be a mission, someone would join and say, "Oh, I'm doing this because I saw and I remember I should play this," instead of like doing something else X thing that we're going to do. And it's the idea that hey, if you sign in, it's the idea that you want to play or you have the time, or at least like twice or 3 times a week. Because the first mission or 2, you do it in like half an hour. First 3 missions, like an hour and a half, give or take. Just very easy. Grinding mission, you do a single grinding mission, then move on until next time.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, I think
if
it
your
depends on
issue,
like the nature of the mission too.
yeah, that too.
Like naturally, a grinding mission is going to take more time than say one with five monsters.
Yeah.
It's
But
just
people who
naturally
played,
taking time.
I was gonna
yeah,
say graceful,
but
like,
because
Shane
so
is
so many
super-
people have experience, they should know,
Mhm.
have an idea how much it might take or something, so they can manage
Well, I
their
did have
time
an
better.
So I guess in my particular case, I did have an idea, but then the damn thing took like 3 hours to play the damn mission, and I don't know. I thought I was running a Havoco stream, I guess, but apparently that was my computer.
I was gonna
No,
say,
yeah,
if
but
the
again,
issue is
people
your
know.
dolphin speed
No,
up,
I
that's
got you.
fixable too. We can work on getting your dolphin speed up to like an adequate range.
Yeah, I'm almost certain it's some setting that I just screwed up somewhere along the way. There was like just in getting this stream set up or what have you, like I had this dumb idea that I wanted to do a task of just like the A button mashing, just to see how quickly you could get to the file select screen in an actual like run of the game, but like I had this dumb idea and then I just didn't clear any of my shit from like task tools dolphin. So I learned two things from that. First of all, always if you're doing tasks, put it in a VM and don't touch it. Don't touch your working thing. But again, this is probably a skill issue on my end, to be perfectly blunt. So,
Well, and I
But
think
yeah.
if you fixed your speed up, that you like the time issue would be fixed too, because you would find the time to squeeze it in more instead of looking at a
yeah,
grinding mission and be like, ah, I don't want to. And rightfully so. Who wants to spend 3 hours on a fucking grinding mission? Not me.
I don't. I really don't, despite like me actually enjoying the vanilla game. Like, I don't know.
I think if
But
you
yeah,
fix
that's
that fixes
that
your
thought.
issue.
That's
Anyway,
an opinion overall.
So I'm gonna take this opportunity here to just say, like, great draft, King. I'm going to be just kind of doing a little bit of a power nap before my run later tonight, so I'm just gonna drop now. So later,
Not
everyone.
tonight?
Later, my guy.
What time? What time
Can't
tonight
wait
is
to
it?
watch
Thanks
it
for
then.
showing up.
It's supposed to be 3:30 a.m. tonight. So yeah,
Oh my god.
I'll
Good
do-
luck.
I'll-
Enjoy your
I'll
power
do-
nap.
I'll do my best. Good luck.
Yeah, no
but if
promises,
you if you
though.
want to donate to like stuff, they do have the Yugi versus Kaiba bid war open, just for
Okay.
which marshal I select.
Okay.
Nice.
Good to know.
But anyway, thank you all so much. Thanks again, King, for running, and Pooch for providing the ROM. It was fun in spite of the headaches that we dealt with our team. But anyways, in general, have a good night, everyone.
Yep, you too.
Take
I greatly
care.
appreciate your feedback too, man.
Of course, anytime. Take care, guys.
Yep,
Have a
later.
good one.
So there is that. I think those were all very good conversations.
Yes.
Do we want to talk about team performances?
Yes.
That was a very quick yes.
I mean, look, who
Like
came in.
individual or like how teams you thought were better than us a whole.
We can kind of just talk up the chain and talk about like mistakes teams made, or like how they feel like their runs went, how they feel like their runs went compared to the ROM. I do want this to move a little bit faster since it's 9:30 and I've been going for 2.5 hours. 2
I,
hours.
wa- I wanted to say that, but not only did I not see a good opportunity to say it, I was like, it's probably gonna be rude if I try and say that, so I'm just gonna be quiet for now.
Yeah, it's whatever. Yeah, we can kind of move up here. Somebody was putting something in the Discord chat. Oh, it's Florida Man. What's up, Florida Man?
Good to see you. I'm happy you like the idea, Florida Man. Let us talk about this in DMs later.
But yeah, let us start with the aquatic mammals.
Are either one of them here to defend themselves?
No. Piku Nut never showed up, and I don't think did Flock
not
ever
true.
pop in here?
Flock only played, but I don't think he's joining. So.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. So neither of them are here. So.
Is there
we
even
can-
anything to talk about with them other than Flock being Flock and doing Flock things?
We already told him. So.
Flock fucking finished. That's all I'll say.
And you know what? That made me extremely like when I saw Flock sit down and play. I was like watching from my couch, And when he died and, was like, all right, I did it. Like, I talked to him a little bit because it was just me and him when he first started. And he talked about, like, how he struggled with PK and all that. And then just like, I'm going to sit down and finish it. And I'm like, I don't care how you do. That I respect, and that means something to me. Like, because I was quite concerned that you weren't going to show up at all. And I get it. The PK thing is bad. And tragic, but I'm very grateful you played. Even if you crashed out, you played, and that's good enough for me. Like, especially considering his circumstances. And PK breaking his computer at the last minute, so he didn't have to play.
PK doing his best smoke impersonation.
Didn't
Honestly,
people also kind of give him shit for it in the draft league channel when people found out, or what? I thought something like that happened.
the thing is that he skipped a grinding mission, so he did misplay a lot also, which made him weaker. So it's like, oh, the joke was, oh, he's doing it so he can redo the run because he fucked that up so much.
And that door was
So that was-
promptly slammed.
Right.
And there was a lot of slandering on chat.
Yeah. I mean, I am inclined to believe him that, work got to him and he had a hard time getting back to it and his computer bricked, but there is the
Yeah, but that's not the
uncharitable
funnier
interpretation.
story.
It's
The,
not.
the kid is the funniest thing.
Kid?
Oh, you don't know?
No.
So, summary, he had like a family member or cousin or something come visit or spend some time. And the kid wanted to play. So he went, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Play here in Dolphin for whatever reason. And the first thing that was on Dolphin was false bound. So that he'd play and then he'd save and then his thing went over.
Wait,
Which is
what?
why he didn't play
What?
originally.
That's what
And then,
happened?
yes, that's what happened.
Oh
Which is
my
all absolutely everything could have been preventable. Who knows what happened? If he was done or whatever.
goodness.
So his run basically did that. And then he was going to play. He told King.
Told
King
him 4
came,
times.
and the other people came. And he never showed up. And he did it like 3 times in a row.
Ouch.
And then his computer broke. So there was like a lot.
Homie was building a brick house over there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I think he mentioned he didn't give you like a reason not that he didn't show up all those times. But yeah, I think that was bad.
I don't. Is there anything else that really needs to be said about this?
No.
'Cause I
No,
think-
wait, that's just bad, horrible
you can
teammate.
say.
We've
Yeah.
beaten the dead horse. It's very dead.
All right, then move on.
We are moving on.
All right, next up is
Yujo and Grace. We already talked to Graceful about his run.
Yeah.
I'm also very proud of Graceful with what he did, considering Yujo told him to go fuck himself.
We also kind of talked. I think we all said it. I think we said everything we wanted to say about Yujo before even getting into this section.
Yes. Basically.
Yeah.
It's just very bad. There's no excuse.
The only thing I really wanted to say about Yujo was, damn, what a waste. What a
And he
waste.
should have known better.
Yeah. I think my biggest thing with Yujo is just how tragically built this roster is.
It's very badly built. He has a lot of good monster. He just built it very bad.
Yeah, extremely bad. Just tragic. On that note,
I don't know. I
go
think
ahead.
these teams read way too much into he was gonna try to use all 6.
I do think so, that too.
That was something
They-
I had
they
to
look-
learn the hard way
Yeah.
in previous draft leagues. You have to commit to having at least one team of shitters, probably
Mhm.
2, and just don't use them. Don't give them XP.
I say
just
a team.
don't fuck with it.
I run a team of shitters, and then I run a team of reinforcements, and that's it. The reinforcements get a little bit of EXP, but that.
Mm-hmm. The one thing I will say about Graceful, that we haven't really touched on was his Kaiba team. And we said it a lot during his run, like, it felt like a weird team to put on Kaiba and then use anyway. Like, it felt like he had built the team to get the bounty, but then just ignored the bounty and put levels on him.
Oh, it's because he did it. He spun a wheel, and everything was placed by a wheel, and it was just a meme, and then he just ran. with
Yeah,
it.
but I mean, like, at that point, you know, just don't use the team, you know?
I actually think that team's pretty good.
Eh.
I unironically think that team is really good because Shadow Ghoul has Lucky and has pretty good HP. Reaper can revive, and Invitation has paralysis.
Does Ghoul have good HP in this?
It's much better than you give it credit for.
Well, I know in Kaizo it's shit.
It is shit. I think me and Marshall had this conversation a few times. Its HP is like 23,
Hey.
2400.
Okay.
No.
Are we Invitation? He's frail as shit in Kaizo.
He's not too. He's a little frail, but he's not too atrocious in Kaizo.
I don't know that he breaks 2000
You can say that
without
about a
like
lot of
martial
monsters.
bonuses.
You can say
Yeah.
that about a lot of monsters.
Yeah, but he's comparing him to Illusionist Faceless.
Oh, it's a bad comparison.
Yeah.
No.
Is there anything else we need to say about Graceful and you, Joe? Other than thank you, Graceful, for playing and giving feedback.
Don't think so. Think we can move on.
I think we mentioned it when he was here.
Yeah. Okay, we'll move on. We'll be fast. I don't want to beat down on anyone, so. Zay and Space
No point in
Case.
beating a dead rabbit horseman.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Who else cared when that horseman died?
It's so much worse.
Hello, Pooch.
Oh.
I just face palmed because I was
Welcome
like,
to the draft.
God. I
Review.
don't even know if Space Case took any of the advice I gave him to heart. Given how
Wait, why is Zayzon so quiet?
Headset.
He just is.
Oh. Oh dear. Alright, I'm gonna have to turn it up a lot.
yeah, I lost my old headset using a shit one. I'm gonna get a new one soon.
That's fine. I have to put you to like 200% to hear you though. Which will be scary if it ever gets fixed.
I don't know if Space Case took any of the advice I gave him to heart, especially when he started dying a whole bunch. The only thing he really listened to me on was like some advice on his team comp. That was it. He never reached out to me on any kind of advice. He never said, "Hey, this is what." He never said, "Hey, this is when I'm gonna play." And then he never checked in on me saying, "Hey, have you played yet? Have you lost anything? I could revive something for you." He was very quiet and didn't speak up unless I talked to him.
He only played when someone was already playing. He will randomly join, not say anything, and just start playing.
Oh my god.
And it will be a 50-50 if there are recordings. Because
think I
if
have
he
all
was
of them.
here when King was here, then most likely it's recorded.
Oh, that's right. He finished the campaign or was on vacation?
Yeah, so I don't
I do
know
have
how
them.
many.
But
You
you
might
did
have
get
had
that,
the
you did
early,
get
but
the
I don't
play.
know.
I got the important thing.
Yeah, the most important thing. Yeah. Since I don't know if you swear or how you call it, I don't think you ever saw him play anything.
It's a blessing. It was bad. You don't want to watch it.
Yeah, but also I don't know. The only thing I will say is just the weirdest uses of magic, not buying magic when he had a lot of magic, especially level 3 magic, and he didn't buy it. I think it was his greatest trying.
Yeah. Also,
So
something else realizing, like oh my god, the more I look at Space Case's teams, the more the more he dropped the ball so hard. Like some of the mons he has on some of the mon placements he has don't make any sense to me. His my team looks decent at first with Irby and Pet Dragon, and then Maneater Bug is on there.
Maneater Bug is good. I said it.
It's a tank later.
I'm tired of pretending he's not.
Now I will say I think Mountain Warrior a little bit better in this patch because he's got the para.
Compared to Bug or better, period.
Compared to, I mean, in period in general, but I think compared to Bug.
What has armor and
super stand?
Yeah.
I don't think he has the lucky, does he?
No.
I think that's
no. Yeah, no. That's.
I think he has forest adapt. I think.
Yeah, I think it's forest.
Instead.
Or
Zach and Kazu's got bulwark.
That's right. They added that now.
He's got what?
Bulwark, the defense one.
Oh, what a
nerf. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
What a nerf.
I don't
his
know.
smart team is not
spend
bad.
Time sword and shielding, you got like a max attack.
Was just gonna cut in here and let you know, Pooch, that people gave. I don't know if you've watched the stream, but people gave a very good critique of ROM and rules earlier on.
Ooh, I'll have to hear more about it at some point.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was a bit of discussion.
Unfortunately, a little busy earlier, so I could not.
It's okay. I just wanted to let you know that conversation was had. If you want to go back and listen to it.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
You know what, Florida?
Wait, Pooch has a life?
You know what, Florida? Man, you actually make a good point. That theoretical team could actually be kind of crazy, especially considering how freaking bulky as fuck it would be.
But yeah, I think we can probably move on to Zay. Just because I want to keep things moving, because I'm tired and want to go to bed.
That's fine. It was already said earlier, I fully admit. I fully admit to this. My biggest fault was not utilizing everything at my disposal when it came to the first grinding mission, and that did come to bite me later. As much as I tried to play through that.
I think it's really hard to even judge your run because it was such a bad trip. And I think we would have had the same conversation about PK Nut if he had played it through.
What do you mean? Wait, when you say a bad trip, you mean the whole thing was bad?
No, I mean you fumbled the first grind so hard that it's just doomed to be over. It's impossible to see because things were just dying left and right, and that was it.
I can't fully judge because you did. I think you also changed when things died and where you moved it, so you moved them. So I don't know your original things fully.
These are original.
Oh, these were? Okay. How many teams did you use? Or were you planning on using?
The only team that likely would not have been used would have been the Bones team. The main 3-4-ish teams that I was trying to use was Kaiba, Pegasus because he was the discount guy, Ishizu, and Lord of D. Mokuba was a maybe if I could give him the levels, but obviously that didn't happen.
I think Mokuba would have been better over Lord of D. That's my hot take.
I can kind of see why, considering it's a full machine team, and B, like, all these mons are at least decent when it comes to bulk and power, and each serves their own purpose.
Slotty and Cyber are way above.
Slot machine, and I actually went back and forth with myself a few times on if I wanted to put Slot Machine and Cybersaurus on different teams. Maybe I'll do that in the run back. I know for a fact that I probably maybe could have put Slot Machine on Lord of D over something like Dungeon Worm or maybe Cybersaurus, but
It is what it is.
Yeah, I think your thing is just I'm not good enough to know, but I think it was mentioned your team compositions should have been slightly different or something. But that, I don't know. I'm not good enough to be able to tell you, oh, this is what I would have done. I don't know.
Who knows? Not me.
Yeah.
Alright, we can move on here. I think I've said all I wanted to say, really.
Speaking of team composition...
Yeah, should we talk about you, Florida Man?
I was fucked on the get-go, not even counting the trade. We don't talk about it.
It's not your fault. We've already discussed it, but it's not your fault.
Red Eyes Black Dragon is fucking insane in this patch, and I should have realized that Knight Adept and Castle Adept were really good to have together.
Yeah.
I tried to use 5 teams, but the 5 teams were just not built right. I could probably have made it work if I shifted some things around, but it was just kind of doomed to fail, especially once Skull Knight died. It was just... Once Skull Knight died and I played the first grinding mission anyway, I think that was it.
Your main issue, truthfully, because you're, like me, a complete rookie, I at least saw these people play draft, and I asked a lot of questions. So a lot of my things was because of that. You were going mostly blind. The idea was for your teammate to just help you, and that did not.
Unfortunately, your teammate was Griff, who only knows how to run with one team at a time.
I'm not even going to throw Griff under the bus, though, because a lot of that stuff I could have avoided by myself.
I mean, I'll throw him under the bus. He made a terrible trade on your behalf.
I'll throw him under the bus.
I wouldn't have taken that shit in a million years.
I would have ran him over with the bus.
Yeah.
I already did my streaming when it comes to a trade that happened not on my behalf but without my permission.
I think the biggest problem is that, like, I know we were talking a little bit before Florida Man, and I was like talking about your teams, and I was like, hey, don't you think some of those are a little squishy? Maybe think a little bit about that one. And you're like, nah, I like glass cannons. Glass cannons are fine. And I was like, okay.
Okay, if I did it again, I would honestly keep the glass cannons, because that's just too fun to pass up.
The warriors were fine. It was more so that there were too many of them. Not that they existed.
Yeah. But also, you have practiced Kais, so like Nuzlocke, so you'll be able to be a better pilot. I would also say that.
I think if
it's going to be night and day for the next chance, I'd say.
I think you've grown a lot. I think you've grown the most. I was very proud of your growth. I think you showed that.
Yeah, I'm honestly really happy with how that last attempt of Crucial Battle went.
Yeah, especially your second run when you watched it. Like, your teams appear better, and you trained them, and you knew what to do, and iron composition and stuff.
It looked better, it felt better, it played better. I was very happy to see it, even if you still lost in the end.
So anything we can give you or opinions that went away already? Like, you changed, you implemented them?
Yeah.
Say that one more time, Thunder. Sorry, you kind of cut out for me.
Anything that someone would say, you already implemented it or made the changes, or to the advice
Yeah,
already.
I mean, I learn very well by getting punched in the face. I mean, failure is
So
the
do most
best
of us.
teacher, and this season gave me a lot to learn from.
I'm glad you took that to heart.
Yeah,
Nah.
and I mean, I've always loved Falsebound Kingdom, and now I have a harder way to play it. It's awesome.
Yes.
We enjoyed having you. I think you'll be. You passed the draft league vibe check. I think you'll be welcome in any draft league.
Now the other person, on
I
the
hope
other
so.
hand,
Thunder, you are the other person, my guy.
I don't know what I say on that team.
Oh, should we talk about Griff?
Well, he did grind to get me back Skull Knight. However, I think that was the first time he played.
It was.
It was.
I think off field stuff aside, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about just his play. He played the 2-team strat and got fucking torched.
I mean, his big mistake was going for the bounty. Honestly, I
don't even
do
think that.
feel like going for the Kaiba bounty was probably a little harder, but nowhere near what he was saying it was.
I don't even think. I
And
think he was fine.
I think he would have been fine without it. He was fine without
Yeah.
it. The main
But I
thing
just-
he didn't know how to use his Dark Magician well. He did. He has level 5 magic, and he didn't organize his items correctly.
Well,
He
same.
underestimated
I'm just
that.
a sucker for the martial stat bonuses, honestly.
I'm just saying, like, hear me out. You put this Fiend Kraken with Insect Queen and Hunter Spider, that team pops off. Or Jellyfish, that team pops off.
Or
and it's crazy.
eating jellyfish.
You even with Order
I mean,
Thief being the way
Fiend
it
Kraken is so good.
Yeah. Rogue Doll somehow not on a team with his only other magician. Crazy.
Wild. You move Snake Hair and like replace Snake
Hey,
Hair.
Tao's there.
Oh my god! Don't talk about that.
Don't even. I was gonna say you take Snake Hair and swap Snake Hair around with like anything else, and Sangha. Swap it with Sangha. This Mokuba's really good. Like,
But I mean, Snakehair is not even a bad monster. Doesn't she get like level 2 magic at 15?
does she?
I don't think she gets magic. She gets para on basic.
And that's
I thought she got magic. It was
think
one of the
so.
dark monsters like that.
Well, there's Ghoul with Appetite gets it.
I'm pretty positive it is Snake Hair, because Snake Hair is basically a slightly
Pooch closed the docks, so we can't talk anymore.
Which can just
I know the answer.
confirm.
You could just
we can
give
just
me
ask
it.
him.
She does have it.
Okay.
Was I right about the level?
Well, what did you say?
15.
For what? For the magic?
Yeah.
I think so.
All right.
Okay. I recant my statement on the Snake Hair. I apologize.
I can give you the
But,
literal
know,
answer.
I don't think a
don't know.
lot. I don't think anybody could have guessed how strong level 2 magic was this season, though.
I did.
I did.
Fair.
No,
You
level
could've-
two,
and
having
I
a-
tested
having a
it.
team
I do think
feel,
people didn't
absolutely.
really incorporate.
Now, to be fair, I
that
did
at, oh,
release
wait a
the
minute.
item doc.
Yeah, people didn't read.
And it was in
Yeah.
there and said exactly what it did.
Raiden, God, what's that?
Down to the T.
I read it so much, which for I made my team.
Only one of them had a typo, and it was in the player's favor. That ended up being better than it said. That was the Black Shield one.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we can move on. I'm done beating up on Griff.
But yeah,
I-
it is level
I
15,
will
though.
say
You are right for it.
one more thing. The best
Go.
thing that came out of me this season was the memes.
You did
Oh.
make good memes. I appreciate the memery.
Thank you. They were great additions.
Yeah, I just gotta throw those back out there. The poor execution of Merrick and Odeon will not be forgotten.
Gone, but not forgotten.
Sorry, of Merrick and Bakura. I didn't even remember I killed off Bakura. That's how little I cared about his team.
I didn't remember either. Not gonna lie.
He is a third-rate duelist with a third-rate warrior.
Mhm. Alright, I know we've talked about Zach's run already. He learned to read the rules.
Ooh, and don't be, yeah. Don't be so
yeah.
hasty.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think you learned.
You were one
hit us
healer away
already.
from greatness.
Losing that team with Shaman Skull and shit. Oh my god, so unnecessary.
One healer away from placing.
That was so painful.
Mm-hmm.
But how about
Alright, at
Corrosive?
least the entertainment value is always there with that.
That's true. I try to be a.
And you're a good sport about it, even when it's pretty fucking bad. Like, when the game's being cruel.
That luck was starting to get to me, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you being a good sport. A lot of people aren't, so.
Some people crash out really hard when they don't see the healing and all that. But you at least
It's like, bro, it's
took it well.
Lost Kingdom. Chill out.
Listen, I'm here to have fun, right? Like, I'm struggling
Exactly.
with finding healing, and I'll just be like, damn, that fucking sucks. Oh well.
Wait, did Zach have both Gemini elves
Yep.
Yes.
and not on the same?
He had it.
They were on the same team. They got poached.
To be
early.
fair.
Oh, okay.
I feel like
okay.
they work
I got
better.
really confused there.
No, yeah. Of course I kept them together. I don't know. I
Okay,
probably should have gotten
yeah.
like a Millennium Shield or something to increase their HP. That would have really helped the Gem Elves.
Oh,
'Cause they're
absolutely.
so frail.
Yeah.
Kind of feel the better step not being together.
Oh, I see it now. Okay, my bad.
Such a good support.
Yeah, it is what it is, sadly.
I will say on the whole, yeah, just be a good sport, have fun. I'm just glad I got as far as I did, despite my bad.
I'm glad most people ended up playing at least. I got a little scared for a while that when we had like a few days left and like 7 people fucking played.
I think most of us had always planned to finish, but there was a few that we didn't know, and seeing them.
Yeah, we only had one DNF, right?
Yeah, one DNF due to a bricked computer.
Oh, and he had plenty of counterplay.
Yeah.
Long before that.
Right.
We almost had 2, but then Corrosive got further, and he was forced to play.
Well, he was playing the play. He was just kind of stalling, but I knew he'd finish at least. Was he had 7?
No, not him. The teammate.
Oh. Wait, Zach? Yeah. That was like the work, wasn't it?
He played a lot.
Oh, no. Actual 15%, not ignore me. Actual 15%.
Okay.
No, Corrosive was a great teammate. I wish I was able to.
Oh, yeah, he was a front runner for Kaiba. He passed away for a lot of people.
Absolutely, and he did it without any help from me. I mean, I was there for draft. And
I mean, he
then-
went literally. He wasn't even intending to play. He got like goaded by the crowd. And
Yeah,
kept going.
It was late. I think later, just the way. I don't think he has issues. The only issue I would say is the way he plays at times. It's very. If I'm lucky, I survive.
Yeah, he fucking. We
And he
balled
gets
really
extremely
hard.
too lucky. Way too much. He
Does
doesn't target things they should.
It was really good entertainment though, at least, because that was crazy. Like the ghoul fight went hard. Like
It's like
That
in
was with the
wrestling
battle
when you
guy.
have like a heel and he's just like everyone's booing him and whatnot. It's just like this is what you're here for.
Corrosive was a very enjoyable villain to watch.
Yes. He was one of my favorite people to watch this season. It was so entertaining the whole time. It's just like insane, like ups
I don't
and
think he will
downs.
ever change. Also,
It's like
No, that
he's
was- that's-
like
He won't change.
if for those who have seen GX, he's like Sartorius, where it's like your whole
Oh.
archetype is around like heads or tails, and I guess I won 9 coin flips in a row. Tee.
Yeah, ridiculous.
The
And
difference
then
is he
finally
stacks
he
with
loses
coin
like
flips.
1, and it's like, well, you're fucked now.
Did he ever lose one in the show?
Sartorius, yeah, against Jade, and it like happens eventually.
Okay, I forgot.
That card up there, it'll land right side up. The one time he calls it wrong.
Is there anything else we want to complain about with Corrosive, or are we okay to move on?
That's about it.
It's not nothing. He won't change. So nothing, but that's just how he plays forever.
I'm just getting tired. I want to move it along.
Yeah, I feel you.
You and Thunder, you and Haviko, what do you want to say about you guys?
Well, Havik already said it. His team building could have been better, but he wanted to try to use everything as much as he
His
could.
PC building could be a bit better as well.
That's not a weird thing about that. So his teams were kind of weaker than they should have. Could have possibly been, but that was the decision he made. So it's like, okay. And we saw like some of his teams were a bit weaker, and they couldn't kill. I think the only thing I could say about him, sometimes he just left the healer alive, which prolonged the fights and cost him
He also needed to
resources.
learn the rules.
And also really reading the rules, but he's been told that, so nothing to add there. But I think that's the only two things.
Do you want to say anything about yourself? We've beaten up on Haviko. Do you have any critiques on yourself?
I would normally have. It's just.
Oh, you're just perfect.
Oh.
No. It's hard to say because I had no healing until mission 3, and then I had nothing until mission 10, and then fights that I should have won easy. Like Monster Tree has 5,000, he was doing 400 damage instead of the 500 damage. So it's kind of my frustration with my team is that for me, Monster Treacher, it sucks. Monster Treacher, I hate you. You should be so much better. And he worked better for other people.
I feel like.
And the thing that cost me is that I leveled up Kaiba, and I did that to try to revive Habitus Monster, which I would have given to my Mokuor, so he would have lived. And before that mission, I had enough life points to do the redo. So I don't, for myself, I don't know. I want from people to saw me to judge how I play.
I think it's really hard because I think you played exceptionally well, and they just got incredibly unlucky on 14. I know we did the math on that, and it was bad. Like the math was not in your favor. I think anyway you cut it, and I think if you get past 14, you complete the run with no losses and steamroll and have no issues. That's how I feel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I honestly think, Thunder, that you played about as well as you could possibly have played, even for an experienced player, and then just got the fucking raw into the stick. I think even with the Kaiba play, I think you would have been fine. Are there any counter thoughts to that?
I mean, only in the fact that RNG could be just as big a dick elsewhere. You know, like Obelisk or the fucking Egyptian combo, whatever we're calling it, with embodiments and Circuit.
I haven't reached there yet.
Yeah, he never even got to do those. It still might have been unlucky too.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is like King saying, oh, if you get past 14, you probably are fine for the rest of it. Like, maybe. But also...
I have done the rerun, and I beat Pegasus, and I did beat Face Off.
Mm-hmm.
But I did Death of Death. Unnecessarily. But I did Death of Death.
Gotcha.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I do think you played very, very well, though.
I think we have a new threat joining the ranks, for sure. Alright, we can move on. Looters. Do you have any words you want to say, Xeno? I'm sure you have a lot pinned up in
I mean, Rockerei's already heard my critiques. And he definitely got it more towards the end. My big complaint to him was that every time he played, it was when I was unavailable. To the point where I had to literally give him my whole schedule and be like, I can't help you if you're doing it on a Saturday when I'm working.
Damn.
But I think he was... I mean, he fucking needed it.
Damn.
But I think once he got past... Like, obviously 6 was brutal for him. I think after that, he kind of had a wake-up call. And he managed to get a lot more missions done than might have happened, so, you know. good on him for that.
Second best in Yugi is nothing to sneeze at either.
Exactly.
Especially considering how.
Yeah, and I mean, like, the
past
Pugum's second death, like, fucking... What do you get? Like, no one can get through that with the, you know? That's just an RNG check on that fight.
I was like, at that point, no. At that point, no. You have any critiques on your own run? Anything you want to say about yourself?
I mean, I definitely could have experimented better with the little bits of team building. I still don't think there was a world where I used that Pegasus the way it was. But I definitely could have used some of the monsters on Kaiba instead. Like, Mystic Horseman was the only status I had on basics. I probably should have had him on any team.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. That was probably, like, I shouldn't have gotten rid of Cryuel. I probably should have just not used Dark Chimera and used him instead. I think looking back on it, Mokubo never had AP problems, so Dark Chimera was kind of just a non-factor. Ended up being just like a team healer most of the time.
Uh-huh.
A lot of it is, you know, not knowing, like, growth trees and whatnot.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And also, you know, not bringing my Lord of D team to a grinding mission didn't help.
Well, that was bad.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
That was very bad. But yeah, I think that's fairly spot on. I think it was just some minor team building mistakes, a major, like, I didn't take this guy kind of a thing, and it's kind of just downhill from there. Obviously the run was really hard blind, so, like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Obviously, only one person completed it. There's no shame in not completing it.
Mm-hmm.
So
for sure.
And 20 is respectable. So
yeah.
Does anyone else have anything they want to say, or should we just move on? I'll take the silent as consent.
I don't have nothing.
Me and Marshall. You want to talk for yourself, Marshall?
Sure, I can do a little bit. Overall, I say that my draft, was an alright one. I didn't get too many big hitters with my draft, but I was able to, get at least a couple of strong combos together. Obviously, probably the highlights were, my Merrick team, consisting of a bunch of guys who were really able to abuse Knight Adept and the Fiend bonuses. Eventually, I was able to get a good Bakura team together for Dharmakana's healing. Ended up, honestly, pushing itself farther than I thought it would last. I'm really proud of how well the Spellcaster team ended up working out. I was worried because it was like a Gemini out by itself, and the Dark Magicians didn't have DMG for potential DPS as a DPS option. I might struggle on the damage bit, especially if I didn't find enough magic. But an early magic formulas actually gave me pretty good capabilities to keep it up with, like, critical hits and stuff. I'd say my first big one, in general, I think one of my first big problems was, despite how much I was bringing her to missions for her discount, I didn't let Mai fight as much, which meant that for the one mission where I was hoping that she would be able to flee, unfortunately, Baphomet was just too big to not get caught up by some of the fusion teams, and they overall were able to take her out.
Yeah, that ended up being a much bigger loss than, like, I think people expected.
Definitely wish I put more effort into her team for it. Odeon's team, I kind of just lost because of a mistake. That taught me. I think I was taught more in general about. There were a couple of moments where I was not prepared for my teams to get charged at, so I had to be more wary for my bases next time. Because that also is what ended up happening to my Bakura team. That's what killed it.
Yeah.
Because I was not... I do think saving Merrick was a good idea. The problem is, I definitely should have sent Yugi in instead. Because the paralysis confusion stuff would not have been as much of a problem. Let's see. Joey actually did better than I thought he would, so that's something. I was able to get good work with, like, equipment and stuff. Really? I'd say my biggest... Unfortunately, it was just the wearing down of... Because I don't think there was really any big mission where, like, I lost too much and that solidly killed the run. It was just more a case that I would slip up on certain missions and it would wear me down a bit. I did end up doing far more escapes than I had hoped that I would do, which is a shame.
Right.
And unfortunately, the resupply that I tried to build was not done fast enough and did not end up helping. So I suppose that was another overall mistake I made.
Yeah, at that point you were pretty much dead anyway, but I do get it.
I do think that, yeah, overall, looking at how I treated with Mai, and also in how the final mission, when I did the run back, I found out that Joey could have actually put up a better fight than I thought. I think my overall general problem was that I was being too scared to not fight things fresh with some of my quote-unquote weaker units, which meant that I was wearing down the resources of my better guys, and also potentially throwing them into situations that they probably were not directly suited for. I know one time, which I thought I was going to be punished for, is I threw Yugi against the Bakura, and that whole thing was a case of Bakura had like a black pendant, I think, on one of his guys. And that could have gotten really bad if I hadn't gotten lucky. Killed, like, that one really quick.
Yeah.
So, it just becomes a case of sometimes doing better research. And just an RTS check sometimes. Red numbers happen, but I definitely could have played around them a bit better. I don't think I was too much hurt by the red numbers thing compared to everyone else, honestly.
No, I think most of your outside of most of your true mistakes were just like boneheaded things.
Yeah.
Boneheaded might be too harsh of a word, but like...
That's fine.
I mean, one critique I'll give goes all the way back to the wheel spins as well. Is obviously you've got way too many fiends. Right? we can agree with that. I know why you have so many fiends, but like, you know,
I deliberately did go for more fiends because like I felt like a lot of them were underused in just previous stuff.
Oh, I thought you were just rolling for Karibo over and over.
Not specifically, no.
Fair enough.
I was hoping I'd get him, and I think my last one specifically.
It was
like, one of my
specifically your last one.
Last ones was specifically like, no, I want to get Karibo. I want to get that. But for the most part, I mostly rolled fiends just because it was like, I don't really see these guys get used a lot, so. And there were at least some decent choices.
Yeah.
There, so I wasn't too hurt. mostly by getting them. Although, admittedly, in hindsight, I do feel like certain choices were a bit. I probably could have diversified a bit more. Apparently, if I had a single spirit, that would have helped me a lot. Because I was getting chances for enchanted javelins all over the place, so I got a free one super early. But I guess that's just a lesson for making sure you have diversity in your team for sure.
Yeah, can agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, again, Merrick team I'm fine with. Most of the Joey team actually turned out better than I thought it would. But overall, I do definitely agree that for my drafting, I probably wouldn't spin that fiend wheel as many times as before.
I respect that you did.
But it was at least entertaining.
Oh yeah. And you
I
went with
will
your
say-
heart, so we can't complain.
If I went with my heart, I would have. Honestly, probably. I'm kind of glad I didn't go for my immediate heart. Because I was thinking. Because I guess to pull back the curtain a bit, I know there was a brief a bit of controversy over the whole. Oh, me and King are playing together.
Rigged.
Yeah, the original plan was explicitly going to be okay. I'm gonna see how much I can sabotage our team. To see how much I could drag us down.
I mean, the most you could drag you both down is to kill something off on mission
I could have
1.
thrown the
have
very
King
first
revive
mission,
it.
but
You
that
should
would
have
have been
not
lame.
You shouldn't have revived
Yeah.
King's monster. That's what you should have done.
Kyrie should... Well, the problem
Here's
with
the
that
problem.
is I had already rezzed his
That was
Jinzo.
all the plan, and I was going to obviously I would play as much of the draft as I could for Pooch's sake to show off his thing, his game. The problem was unfortunately a case of just there was a case where it seemed like other people were beating us to the punch for,
For sabotaging
uncooperative
their
team.
teammates. Yeah.
Oh, dude, the joke was so
And-
stale before we could pull it off.
And even with the whole, I had edits and everything. I was gonna post this at some point to describe our relationship. But the whole thing is that, just the fact. It's both the fact that people were struggling with the team format anyway, so it kind of became a thing of all right, maybe me and King could hopefully lead a little bit by example. And honestly, also the early Yugi slaughterhouse that was oh, people aren't actually gonna make it to the end, huh? And it felt bad to not well, if I die too early, then no one's gonna see. And in the end, even when I tried hard, I wasn't able to get all the way through Pooch. There are some cool teams. We didn't get to see show off publicly what Pooch's cyber world looked like and stuff. And that's a shame. And I am sorry for that, but
We got to see it on King's side.
we got to see the Kaiba side, yes. But yes, overall, still, nonetheless, with how things turned out, I am mostly proud of how the results turned out, I guess.
Yeah.
I felt like I ended up doing maybe not the best I could, but I still played a relatively I played a draft-worthy game. And honestly, the biggest lesson to learn is that I will be forever carried by people just not finishing.
Yeah. Pretty accurate, sadly. Do you have anything else you wanted to add, Marshall, or are you done?
I still think Kairyushin was the best resurrection result.
I can't hate on it now.
Yeah.
I don't have
And
Pooch is you might regret it or have a regret either way, and I think at the end of it I'm no. No, Kairyushin was the correct answer. I didn't even use the AoE. But the status card
I
made
know.
all the difference.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess Jinzo's a bum. Always has been, always will be.
Jinzo
And
was
also,
never threatened for me, and yet you got him killed twice.
Well, my Jinzo's a bum. And also, Gemini Elf is better solo than it is as a group.
He's out of line. Out of line, but he's right.
All right. Let's hear some self-deprecation now, King.
All right, I'll wrap us up, and then I'll go over prize support, and we can get out of here. I made no mistakes. I was perfect. Fuck you. Y'all are nerds.
Boo!
Kidding aside, so yeah, I had just 5 monster deaths here. The Kairyu-Shin was for Marshall, and he kind of wasted it, but that's okay.
Damn.
Eh? I'll poke fun. I still think he did really well, like Jinzo mishap aside. So, but that's okay. He gave me the Kairyu-Shin back, and that was a difference maker for me, and so the karma balance is out there. I lost the circuit on that like fucking mission 6 or 7 because I played it properly, which feels really bad, but whatever. And then the lab tank and Kairyu-Shin, when they died, that was just tragic. That Thunder Dragon just charged up and just fucking marked me, which felt really bad. But there's not much I could do about it. And then the Madoor just got triple, back to back and died. And I was like, all right, nothing I can do about that, If there was some mistakes I probably made, it's obviously hard to say. I was very liberal with my spending because I really wanted to see if the life point system was effective. And so I was heavily considering escaping a lot, even if I didn't do it. I heavily considered replenishing a lot, even if I didn't do it. And I still used replenish, 4-ish times. 3. It had to be 3 times. So I used to replenish. And so if you take all that into consideration, I had only 750 life points left. And it felt okay. It felt pretty good, I think, in a lot of ways. I wish I used this Dragon Piper more. I feel kind of very sad I didn't get to use him and that he got sent to the Shadow Realm. He didn't get to come out for the last mission, and that was good for him, and I felt really bad I didn't get to use a Spike Seadra. But I have a hard time saying anything that truly felt bad. My losses just kind of felt like I took a reasonable gamble and came up short, which I think happens.
Yeah, you have to in certain situations.
Yeah, and you're gonna come up short sometimes. And then I feel bad for the Kairi or Ryukushin. I really like him. He's probably the only fiend I actually like. But he was the only guy that made sense to give up for Marshall, and he needed that Jinzo at the time. So feels bad, but is what it is.
Yeah.
Did anyone see anything that they thought was bad or that King needs to work on?
No. You've trained 5 teams and almost all of them are level 60. Dropped them there.
Yeah, pretty close. Okay, if nobody wants to throw tomatoes at me, I'll wrap up and we can get out of here.
I mean, there's not much to say. A lot of the teams you got ended up being a lot better than I expected. Who fucking knew that Mega Zowler would get 3,000 HP?
I knew
Giant Red Sea Snake's normally a bum.
I don't even think he's that bad in Kaizo. I just think bad players have him.
Maybe.
He got pretty gutted in 1.5, but he was really good before.
That sounds about
Fair
right.
enough. Gamma I knew would be pretty good, but Giant Red Sea Snake I did not have high hopes for. I was very much why is that on that team?
Oh my god.
And apparently he's good in this.
They're good.
Well, and I was like, Mega Zattler has the Confuse, Sea Snake has the Blind, and it's a discount Dark Rabbit combo. And I don't have to do.
Yeah, the only other thing I would say is like the Magician of Faith drop, which we've already covered.
Yeah, even I admitted that was a mistake very early on. And one that I wish I could probably have back.
Yeah.
But
it's the same thing where it's one of those like we don't fucking know before we dive in. Like I didn't look up growth trees or anything, so I would have had no real idea. I just kind of wanted to use a monster I've never used before.
Yeah. Which would have made, in my case, Magician of Faith is a monster I've never used. She would have been perfect to put on there, and I let her go. I'm sorry, Magician of Faith.
You didn't have enough faith.
I did not have enough faith. And I almost paid for it. Her level 5 magic would have been really helpful.
What team would you have changed to add those monsters? I think it should be the question at this point.
There's a good case for dropping Powered 2 bones to move her up. It would be really funny on Kaiba. I don't know how effective it would be, but it would be funny on Kaiba.
What, for like Kaiser?
Yeah.
I could see that.
Kaiser was rough. I liked him. I think he's fair. And that's the problem with him, is that he's fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like he was kind of a ball and chain on Kaiba a little bit, because like more times than not I was intentionally holding my Kaiba back because it just wasn't the right play. Mokuba had way more healing. Lord of D's healing was more effective. Ishizu was comedically strong, like bulkier, and could like take more hits as a team, and it's just like I have 4 gift uses on the Blue Eyes, and I have to use them sparingly.
Now, what probably would have happened if you kept that Magician of Faith is you probably would have traded it to me for Embodiment, like I wanted. And then you'd have the Serket combo.
I think if I kept it, I wouldn't have traded it.
Yeah, you don't think so?
No. Because if it makes it past the cutting room floor, I probably would have valued it enough, because like, oh, it's got magic.
Fair enough.
So yeah, I think if it wasn't getting cut, I would have kept it, because I would have seen it as an underrated gem. Remember, I didn't cut Penguin Soldier when everyone said that was bad. I kept the Dragon Piper, and I wanted to use it. I actually tried to find space for it.
Yeah.
I actually tried to trade Dragon Piper because I wanted to use him and was sad he wasn't going to get used. So, like, it's like maybe he can find a good home, and then he couldn't find a good home. But
what's done is done.
Alrighty. Wrapping it up here. I think my big thing is, so me, Marshall, Xenom, Rakurai, Haviko, and Thunder are gonna get skins. I've already told you guys that I've like upgraded them to, you know, whatever reference you want, I'll do. I don't really care. And I said that's because I was going to give both individual rewards to Thunder and Haviko for team play. They played very well as a team. They both made a lot of sacrifices, and I was very overall impressed by both of them and their like teamwork, while other people like weren't necessarily being great teammates. And then they placed top 3, and I was like, shit.
Wow, screw those guys.
So instead of like stressing over it, I'm like, nah, they both could just have whatever they want, and then I'll just do it for everyone. Like everyone that top 3'd, all 6 of us, just whatever you want, I'll do it. I don't care. So you're welcome to DM me, reach out and talk. I know I talked to Thunder a little bit, but Haviko, I know I've talked to you too, Xenom, but I'll reach out again to mine. Yeah, I'll reach out to Rakurai and then Marshall when you get a chance. We can talk, and then I'll do what I want to do for myself. Yeah, so I've thought long and hard about who I want these bonus rewards to go to. I want to give 2 out because at this point I'm doing 8 skins, and that feels like a lot. Not too much, but it feels like a lot. And so I wanted to kind of make these count. And so I know you're here, Florida Man. I think you get an individual reward.
Oh shit, nice.
And my justification for this is you utilize the system correctly to like try and survive. I don't know about taking the mission loss to rebuild teams or whatever. We can debate that topic. But the concept of like, I'm going to use the Konami code here because I think it'll benefit me. I'm going to, use penalties early because I think it'll benefit me. And then showing the growth on the second attempt at Mission 7 was like exactly what I was looking for, even if it didn't work out for you. So yeah, any monster with any reference, if I can pull it off, I'll do it for you.
Oh shit. Okay, well I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you earned it, man. Good job. And then I think the other one I'm probably going to give to Graceful. I think Graceful probably had the worst fucking starting position we have ever seen in our entire lives. His teammate crashed out so early, gave him a lot of lip when he died, and was basically told before he even started his run that he was eliminated from contention, and like played anyway. And I respected that. I know Graceful had some moments at the very, very end where he kind of was like, whatever, but sometimes it happens, So
for sure,
I'll reach out to him on that and let him know that that's my decision. But yeah, I'm really impressed with you too. Others impressed me too. Like I was really like Flock kind of did the same thing, and I was really happy about that. But I don't want to do more than 8 skins. So maybe at some point I'll do some for some of the other people along the way as I feel a little more, not dead. But let me get these 8 out first. Is there anything else we want to talk about? Any closing remarks? I'm cutting in and out really hard. Holy
you
holy
are,
shit.
but we're getting the gist.
I was given the terrible mistakes I made, and the fact that people gave me props just for the fact that I made it almost all the way through Dragon's Lair with only 1 team. I do appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. Is there anything else?
As just a spectator of the whole thing, I would say it was a really fun ride.
Yes, I would say also thank you, King and Pooch and Marshall, for setting it up, running it. You all did a great job.
Yep.
Thank
you. I think on the flip side, you guys made it positively, like in a good way. I mean, it's in a good way. Hard enough that like it Pooch pushed me to do this a little myself, but to like take it more seriously as a actual league. And as it went on, I did try to take it more seriously, and I think it turned out as a better product that way. We had like actual interesting ruling conversations that turned into things, and I thought that was really nice, and I really liked that. And there was a lot of like, you guys made it something, you know. It wasn't what season 1 of Chaos was. And this felt good. It felt like a real draft league that wasn't a Kaizo league in a lot of ways, and I don't know, it felt good. So I appreciate.
Well, I will say I did appreciate the fact that during the Xenon ruling, when we were like we were all sitting there like waiting because you were at work, if I recall, King, and it was just one of those things where it was like, okay, we have like 5 people in here who are all agreeing, okay, this was an unforeseen thing. What's the fairest idea? The best part about it was when you and Marshall came in and discussing it, is that you still were willing to, even though you guys are the showrunners, you alongside of Pooch, you guys still took Xenon talking about it, myself, and I think Florida Man was there. I think, and you just took everyone's input to say collectively, this seems the most fair on paper. What do you guys think? And at least you were open to suggestions rather than just like, okay, I'm running it. This is what I decide. Blah, blah, blah. Move on. You know what I mean? You took the time so that I feel like it was more organic, and that's a positive thing, you know?
Yeah. Pooch can attest. I stressed really hard about like fairness and like quality of my competition. It ate at me a lot. That things
I mean,
were like...
this whole thing for me was like just about getting involved in the whole the whole community more. And that's what I got into it, and that's what ended up happening, you know.
Yeah. I think last Chaos we had a couple, maybe it was just K-Fox that played, and he was also a really good addition. He showed up in season 6 and tore it up. So it was a good precedent for people playing in Chaos and then like playing in regular league and then doing very, very well for themselves.
Which, yeah, it's too bad we lost that guy to Omega Strikers.
We lost that guy to coding.
Yeah.
That kid can't get out of the mines to save his life. He asked a few times how Chaos was going, and we chatted about it. Which I appreciate. He wanted
good
to play.
At least he's got the interest.
He wanted to play. Which sucks that he couldn't. I would have liked to have him play against him. Anything else? Alright, I take the crickets as we're done here.
I guess, actually, since Pooch is here, does he want to say anything?
If he wants to, go for it.
I mean, I like that you guys hubered going in blind. That was nice. I'm sorry it made it a lot harder than it was, intended to be. But you were pretty good sports about it, so I like that. So I think just pretty happy with how it went for the most part, apart from, maybe the difficulty aside. But at least, like, the actual season and, like, how people took it and, like, went with the rules and stuff and, like, the new stuff we added and tried.
I think the last, like, the lead up to the end was probably some of the most fun I've had in a while. Like, it was stressful, but it was enjoyable. And
I remember King just making me, like, not paranoid, but it's one of those things where it's like you look over your shoulder and the guy's right there kind of thing, where I'm like, I'm on a mission, like, all right, I'm going to spend for a replenish here, and King's like, oh, well, now I can use a replenish. I'm like, god damn it!
The Tom tactic of...
yeah.
Mind games.
It's like when you're taking a test, right? And the guy next to you, like, peeks at your paper and then, like, giggles and looks back at his, and you're like, what was that for?
The passing the note back that says sucks to suck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really liked the way the last few missions played out. Once I had to go in on my own completely for like the last 4, I was like, this is where it gets real, and it was real. It was challenging and hard, and I enjoyed it. I think even if I knew, I don't think it would have made too much of a difference. It was gonna be hard if I knew or not. Like, but yeah. So on that note, I think I'll go ahead and end the stream. Yeah, I appreciate y'all for playing. I've already started tinkering with things for season 3, though obviously I'm going to let others go first, take my back seat for a little while, see what happens. So,
A lot of people humored the team draft one last time.
oh, y'all were so good.
One last time.
Wow, at least for the immediate future. I can't see it happening soon. People probably need a break.
I still think I'll do another one. I enjoyed this enough to do one, Pooch. So don't feel too discouraged, but
yeah, we'll see. I know. Well, it turned some people off from the league entirely. So like, it's an interesting thing to kind of. I'll have to advertise it ahead of time next time, at least.
Yeah.
I'd sell them on it.
Well, and I think we've refined the format a bit too, which also helps.
Yeah, hopefully, I don't know.
We can further refine it. Season 3 will not be a team season, though.
And I probably give you guys 2 months, 2-3 months before I run mine. It's technically ready now, but I don't want us getting burnt out on anything.
Oh, there was an ominous Tom message.
Wait, Tom put an ominous message?
Yeah, in Draft League.
Tom was like, I may have to limit the amount of draft leagues that start.
Oh.
Well, my thought was just like, I know Xenom has one. I know Marshall has one. He's told me what his is. I won't say anything.
They don't affect the ranking, so I don't know what it matters.
I think it's more about people not getting burnt out on playing the game all the time.
Yeah, that's more of it than anything else. They don't want to get around to finally having like season 7 and everyone's like, we just did a draft like
I don't know if that
2 weeks ago, and you know.
I think one difference is though, there's like half of the audience that does not sign up for off-league seasons like at all. Period.
Yeah.
So like, like, cause like Tom doesn't do it, for instance, stuff like that. Like,
yeah, I understand what Tom is saying. Where if we're firing off one of these like every other month, then the people who do play, it's good. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Like we've already lost Griever, you know.
We only do like the main season once a year at this point, though. So like,
yeah,
it is nice to have a couple more.
Be fair, I was just busy. And I am planning on playing the Pooch ROM eventually. So you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just for like new people who are interested.
Like,
if they have to wait.
Normal season, you know, like normal draft league.
Yeah.
And I was also gonna say too, the thing you realize when you run a league, like a serious, this is my first serious attempt at one, is that so much work goes into it to provide a serious attempt that I think most people will just give up on the idea.
Fair.
Yeah, I think it'd be better, yeah, especially if the people running it put more effort into it, which I think they will, hopefully. That'll make it seem more like, than just like returning out the same ones over, like running like encore runs, so to speak, without changing anything. I think that would definitely burn people out faster.
For sure.
Could like mix it up a little, which I'm sure everyone will, because they all have their own stuff they want to do with it.
King and Marshall, I think, know at least one of my bigger twists, and it's a weird one.
I'm sure yours will be good.
It's
I'm
gonna
looking forward
need
to
some
seeing it.
explaining is all. If you guys thought Kings you have to pay life points for escaping was like a tough concept to get behind, oh boy.
Yeah.
No,
I was
I'm gonna
gonna
be
say.
in danger.
I can't wait for the you lose 100 life points every day you don't play penalty.
Oh,
that one I
That
wouldn't
won't
put
hurt
in.
me at all because I played like half my run on the first day.
I can't wait for the Fortnite storm.
Yeah.
Official rule.
Storm League.
Oh my god, could you imagine, like, oh, you lose 100 life points every day you don't play. Alright, beat the game in one day. Alright, well, there's 29 more days, so it's minus 2,000. But I'm done. It didn't say that in the rules.
Jeez.
You better pace yourself.
Sucks to suck, bucko. Alright.
We released the wrong one mission at a time.
Oh my lord.